we're not supposed to swear.
Oh, we're not supposed to swear. Well, we're fucking live, man.
Yeah, no, we're in trouble, aren't we? We're not supposed to swear anymore because it's bad. And people are judging us because of your mouth. It's not mine, it's yours.
Well, at least I don't advocate going to town square with a gun and killing people like Mr. Frost.
Yeah, no, it was just gonna kill homeless and stuff. Hey, we're going live on Chillhammer. Who cares? Not me. That's a little
Hey,
holy fuck!
OG1, what's up, buddy?
It's Og. He's changed his name to Og.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Welcome. Where's your red headphones? What's going on? You've changed, man. You've changed.
Huh?
Where's your fucking red headphones? Oh, don't swear. That's a new rule. Just setting up some shit. See what happens when you miss the pre-production meeting of us rolling joints and talking shit about you.
That's worth missing it for, though, isn't it? Or is it?
It doesn't matter. We were just talking about you, so it doesn't matter.
That's all right.
What is that, man?
Chicken wings and chips.
Oh, we're doing the Vango stream. Everyone get a sandwich. You just talk. You just eat loud. Wait, because we can't see.
Starving, man. What's going on anyway? You're good? Who's that? Is that Wake? All right, Wake.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Doing all right. I finally got a new job at the head shop I was trying, because I'm like selling bowls and bongs and rigs and stuff like that's my expertise. So finally I've got 2 jobs. I'm thinking about quitting the other fucker, but
F-bomb, swear jar, $1. I'm keeping track.
I'll quit my job.
I should see how our audio is sounding out there in the YouTubes. I'll be back in a minute. Talks amongst yourselves. I'm looking down at a tablet in case anyone wants to know.
Is this live? Is it, Freddie?
Fuck. What?
We are live right now, man.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, we're live.
Jesus, man. I thought this was just like the little test thing.
Nah. No. Well, as long as we all studied the script last night, because we're all Canadian leftist trolls.
I'll have to perfect my Canadian accent.
I believe you have, sir. You have. I'm the one that sounds more American than anyone else. I don't know what that's about.
Wow. Yeah, I had a bit of a fun one earlier with. Oh, sorry, Wait, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna joke around saying, OG, you and Scooby possibly have some of the most thickest Canadian accents I've ever heard.
Yeah, I had a bit of a fun one earlier with. Oh, sorry, Wait.
Hey, look, I already got a thumbs down. Thanks, man. Whoever gave that, I appreciate that. I like that a lot.
I saw one of your videos. I saw one of your videos, Freddie, with thumbs downs, and I was reading the comments and stuff. And so someone was saying something about some sock puppet or something. Voting, yeah.
Those are all my sock puppet accounts. I don't get enough thumbs down, so I was kind of balancing out the love with the hate. But no, it's good, man. I got like 55 thumbs down for wondering why Titus didn't want to debate us or whatever, and trying to, whatever. It's only maybe if he'll ask me like 5 more times, he'll actually go through with it. But I think he gets all fired up, and I want to destroy that effing Freddy guy. And then when he thinks about it with a clearer head, he realizes that I freaking destroy him because he's a lying sack of shite. But it's not just him; it's all of them. I love that we can make videos about the guy with no tan, and all of a sudden he's making videos showing all of his freaking. Look, I've got a rusty old trailer, and I got leaves in the back of this pickup. But let me tell you, Ryan, you're probably watching. If you're not watching, you will at some point. Don't show your license plates. Don't show your street address. Oh man, all the people he hangs out with dox the shit out of everybody that doesn't agree with them. And there's Ryan being a freaking clueless guy, and he's showing all of his man. I did my best not to show his freaking license plate and all that stuff, man, because it's so easy to get information off of people nowadays. And fucking mental case is calling out Hillary Clinton every third breath, and he's showing his freaking home address.
Oh,
like
remember, I made that video of Random Rants of Ryan admitting how they can string people with as much lies and as much bullshit as they want because they can call public figures whatever they want without public or they can call them out publicly without legal recourse, which is exactly the loophole. I said, congratulations, Ryan, you're a genius. You found the loophole.
Well, we're public figures. We're putting ourselves on the interweb.
I feel like that too. If you put yourself out on the internet and expose your face and put your livelihood on the line all over the internet, I feel like you're subject to be, yeah, but you said you already don't give a fuck and you're not doing anything illegal. These people are fucking making money off the backs of supposed, victims and shit.
I was just going to get a piece of black paper and a little stick and hold it up so it blocks me, like kind of.
Just the eyes.
Just the eyes.
Back to what you were saying just then, Wake. I commented. I do comment on some of these guys' videos. I believe I've got a right to do that, seeing as they want to put themselves out there as like these heroes of the community and everything. Any organisation, any legitimate organisation, takes questions from people. That's just something they do. So none of these will take things like that. And what I noticed was from commenting lately, because I write quite thoughtful comments, like it's, these are serious questions that I ask these people, and I saw that I was getting like nothing back from any of them, and I come to the conclusion I was probably blocked from most of their channels. So I tried Titus Frost today and commented on his channel, and I can't work out what's going on with it, whether I'm sort of banned or blocked or what, because there was one like on it. But so what I done, I went onto my other account and then looked on to his video that I was watching on the previous account, and my comments weren't there. So I went on to my other account, left a comment there, the fakes, frauds and e-beggars one, and I left a comment on there, and sort of saying to him, everyone knows about your wife and stuff, like it was on MTV and stuff. I've never heard you condemn any of this sort of thing and stuff, and you never answer any of these questions and whatnot. I'm going to make a video about it anyway. I'll show you, because I recorded it all anyway, like bits of it and stuff. So I'm going to make a video showing. But basically, he replied to me, and I got a response out of him. He did reply to me, and the three things that he said to me, like he said, what this is wrong on 3 different levels, and he went on to name 1, 2, and 3, and I basically replied back to him and just killed that conversation stone dead with some legitimate questions, and I've got nothing back from him since. Freddie looked on there, said he couldn't even see my comments, so something's going on with it. I don't want to answer these questions, and the problem is
I think that we're all banned because, and it's funny because he'll ban us so we can't say what we have to say, but then he'll talk shit about us saying, "Oh, well, I'll take you on any day of the week. I'll fucking debate you guys," but it's kind of hard to get a hold of you to get this debate going when you block all of us.
Exactly, and then it makes us look like makes it look like he's won and we've backed off, sort of thing. When we can't actually even reply to him because he's blocked us from the channel. It's crazy, man. I'm sort of done with these. Well, I'm not done with it because I want to carry it on through, but I'm getting tired of it, basically, is what I mean. And at the end of the day, if they want to do something credible and they're really concerned about cleaning this stuff up and whatnot, instead of making all these wild claims and coming out with fantasyland stories and stuff, why not actually do some proper research some proper organisations in their area that deals with this stuff, and not fucking Craig Sawyer. Talking about legitimate organisations, non-profit organisations. There are some out there. I mentioned destinyrescue.org, I think, on one of my videos. But there are some proper ones out there. And if they really want to do something to help people and spread awareness for this stuff, because that's all they can do. They're not law enforcement or anything. They can't clean anything up. Regardless of what they say, they cannot do it. It's impossible. So if they want to spread awareness and they want to help this situation with some credible organisations, research some credible organisations and leave some links to them and let people donate to them and stuff, and not these fucking idiots who are, they're just fame whores at the end of the day. That's why they speak about everything. If you want to speak about your political garbage and stuff, keep it to yourself. Don't get involved in a serious fucking topic of child abuse and child trafficking, making all these outlandish claims that you're going to do this, that and the other when you can't do it. You cannot do it. You're not law enforcement.
all these
You know?
all these claims are politically fueled, like you're saying. They are. There is one right-wing agenda. If you can't see WikiLeaks, QAnon, and Pizzagate is a far right-wing fucking operation, then you must be blind, because they always bring... We would have never, ever got called Canadian left-wing liberal paid trolls if it wasn't a right-wing agenda, and we're not even political channels. And also the other funny thing that I thought about all this shit is... okay, hold on. There was somebody in the comments section that brought it up. Here, you can keep going. Sorry I interrupted you. I got to go back.
Don't get triggered by the comment section.
No, it was just a question.
How's my audio? I feel like I'm booming in here too loud. Am I fucking, what's going on? The chat can tell me. I'll pay attention for once.
You want me to carry on? Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, the problem, this is what I want to happen. And it's probably not going to happen, but you know, the more people's eyes you can open up to this stuff, the better. People are out there, they want, you know, they really believe that these characters are actually out there, you know, saving children or a part of some organisation that does. They're not. At the end of the day, they're independent people that want to be on YouTube, or they're not independent because they all sort of promote each other and whatnot, so they're networking that sense.
They do promote each other. And actually, what I was on about was, it's funny how we had somebody in our Discord. She goes under a different moniker on YouTube, but she challenged Titus Frost. And then right after that, she asked him, you know, what do you actually donate? What do you actually contribute to children and saving the lives of people? What do you do for the people who actually donate you money? Where are they getting anything back? So he did, like last night, I think he did his first Patreon live stream where he fucking dedicated to all of his supporters, fucking, because he got called out. And he's like, well, I got to do something to give back to the people who are, I'm taking their money just so we can fucking sleep at night, because he knows what he's doing is fucking wrong. So he made up this fake first Patreon stream ever to try to get back to his subscribers, be like, hey, look, I'm helping you guys out, under the guise of fucking all this bullshit. Yeah,
well, done the same thing. He tried to do the same thing to me. Well, I don't know if he will do, but if he does any stories covering 123 missing kids in Massachusetts, you'll know that he fucking nicked something. It took something from the comment I gave to him earlier, because what I said to him was the first. I'm going to make a video about it showing you all, so I'm not bullshitting anyone. And what I said to him on the first reply to him, after he replied to me with these 3 reasons why my comment was so wrong, one of the first ones was to do with, I said, the first one, I said, there's 123 missing kids in Massachusetts. A lot of them have gone missing this year. I said, you know, the fact that you don't even know that stuff like that's happening in your own town just fucking blows my mind. You know, it's supposed to be an advocate for kids. You've been banging on about Pizzagate, all these like elite fucking you'd think that these people know everything about fucking child abuse, child trafficking, whatnot. The fact is, they don't know fuck all. They know very, very, very little. And what they do is they run with these conspiracy theories and stuff. Like, there is truth in it. There's truth in every fucking conspiracy theory, but unfortunately, they run with these things, and they've, you know, we're going to make money off this, so let's just pump out all these stories. The problem is you have to keep running with it, because the moment you go dead on it, your subs start asking, well, what's going on with Pizzagate and what's going on? So they've got to keep pumping it out. And while they're pumping out all this stuff that you cannot prove, it's not even being investigated, they're actual real crimes. Like I say, there's 123 missing kids in Dean Fouger's own fucking town of Massachusetts. I'm sorry for swearing, but you know, it pisses me off that I actually have to sit here and explain like the simple things like this, why these people should set alarm bells off in your head ringing. I think these people are not fucking saving children. They're in it, their selves first. It's promote myself. That's why you've got people talking about fucking virtual reality films, games, all sorts of bullshit, fucking just promoting themselves and talking about things that they want to talk about in the same thing as a serious fucking subject like child abuse and that. Their whole channel should be about that. You know, not, it shouldn't be, if they want to promote themselves and do other shit, do it on other fucking platforms, keep it separate from that. But you won't find an organisation that's out there helping children and asking for donations, a legitimate organisation. You will not find them on fucking YouTube promoting the stuff that they do in their spare time and that, and doing these ego trips and that. You just will not see it, because it's a serious, serious, serious subject.
Can I add something too?
Yeah, for sure.
These people, they aren't, like I said, they are actually, by saying pedo this, pedo that multiple times, and I don't even like saying it, just like Freddie doesn't, but saying this multiple times, every single video, this person's that, this person's this, everybody on YouTube's this, everybody who does that, everybody on Twitter. Okay, that's just normalizing the word under the guise of helping children, and it's completely insane because these people are laughing all the way to the bank and helping their pockets. Meanwhile, they're not helping children. And you think that if you were a legitimate person, you would actually send that money and provide proof or a receipt that you actually are indeed helping and benefiting the lives of children. And these people have no proof or evidence whatsoever. If I was donating to a charity and they sent me a receipt or, a certificate saying, thank you for your donations, you're actually going to the cause for this thing, I would show that on screen and be like, listen, people, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't that make sense? And wouldn't it squelch a lot of crap? One more thing I'll say about Titus. I'm talking to someone, I can't remember who it was now, but back in the day, they mentioned Michael Aquino to Titus Frost when he was talking about SRA. And Titus was like, who's Michael Aquino? What does he have to do with this? What are you talking about? Which, if, that's mind blowing if you don't know who, the guy could be running the show today with psyops, right? He was in the military doing psyops on countries and this and that, and into the Church of Set or Satan or whatever the hell it was way back in the day when some old guy named Donahue got, he had a talk show way back in the day.
I believe he was mentioned in the Franklin cover-up as well, Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, he's like a colonel back in the day, and he's all about psyops and this, that, and everything, right? Like
that's what he's
yeah, well, you see, this shit's been going on for thousands of years. Who knows? For all of history, there's been freaks among us, right? That for whatever reason they go down some dark fucking road and they want to destroy lives and be sick, right? And just your basic research into satanic ritual abuse take you back to the Satanic Panic, and Aquino was all over that shit, right? It's all and you see the same thing going on today right now with Alex Jones, that I guess freaking Troyer lost his channel or some bullshit I saw somebody post about it. And they just they got to blow up people like us that don't want to believe mainstream media propaganda anymore, and then we end up freaking on YouTube. We eventually find other people that are like-minded that see how fake this whole thing is too. But to all the normal people out there that are 9 to 5 and at 6 o'clock news and whatnot, after Sather did his little freaking shit show and Jones getting sued, and it's just, it just makes anyone like us that wants to mention, oh geez, did you ever hear about this or that? And then they just look at you with an eyebrow cocked, and they don't want to hear what you have to say, right? It's just a big agenda to make everybody look like an idiot, right? But willfully dense or undeniably stupid, that's the question, right?
I also wanted to say what OG1 was saying earlier. A lot of these people claim that they're doing research, but they actually lurk in the backgrounds of very small channels who will get no recognition, and they'll take the story and blow it out of proportion to their liking and control the narrative, and they're basically gatekeeping. And it's like everybody, like, me, you, Scooby Doom, all these people exposing stuff will never be found. They're just taking our stories and saying that we're the trolls. Oh, look, we're covering the same exact topic that these people covered months ago, but listen to us because we're the good people and these people are the trolls, even though we have the same fucking information.
Well, if we all wanted Patreon, they'd probably accept us with open arms and know that we're as fucked up as they are for just wanting to speak about some reality. But we're not making any money, so obviously, we've got some sort of agenda behind us. Twoof is an agenda. I think that's why we all ended up on YouTube, looking for different forms of reality and whatnot, and try to get some explanations for all the crap that we see. And fuck, once you break out of the whole Animal Farm and you start actually looking, like somebody point out a creator, I'll tell you if I think they're a clown or not, because not all of them are shills, but some of them are just ridiculous. And we're not the only good guys here, right? There's lots of other people, but it's hard to find them, right? It's for the amount of time I've wasted on YouTube, if I could actually have been pointed to a couple of truthful people along the way, sure to cleared shit up a hell of a lot quicker than almost 3 years on this thing, right?
Yeah. Thing with me, I think, like I say, I used to use YouTube for fun stuff. Like listening to music, watching boxing videos, whatever, like stuff that just for leisure and that. And unfortunately, I clicked on a David Seaman video one day. It was recommended for me, that's why I clicked on it. and it was all this Peatscape business. And for some reason, I just couldn't turn a blind eye to it, and went through the whole research of it all that sort of crap. Everyone who watches my channel knows. I've said it many times, and now I don't know what's what. I know there are some credible people on YouTube, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys otherwise if I didn't think that. But for me, I am fucking pissed off that from what I set out to why I got into all this stuff and my thoughts and ideas of what would happen and what has actually happened. You know, it's left a right bitter taste in my mouth. These people who I saw nearly 2 years ago now, the current ones we're talking about, making all these wild claims that they were going to do this, do that. You know, this Peatscape business is real. That we're going to get this cleaned up, and then, like I say, the Craig sawdust and whatever. And it hasn't got any better. But all that's happened is these people have just made money off of it. And most of it, I can't even really give them the credibility of making awareness for it, which I would like to do, but I can't, because what that stuff they've made awareness for, stuff that's never even been investigated. A lot of it's like crazy, outlandish fucking accusations from people like Isaac Cappy, you know, all this mad stuff. And there ain't really any sort of real stuff that they've actually made any awareness for. I think Honeybee may have done the odd one or two, but Ryan I've never seen do anything about. I've seen him pump out shitloads of stuff at the moment because the heat's on them and to make them look like they're like these sort of people. But I can't think of anything good that I've seen them do apart from eBeg, and it's left a real sour taste in my mouth, because while they've been gathering up all these tens of thousands of subs over the last 2 years, these are potentially real fucking people, these subs, that have real care about this stuff and could have actually gone out there and done stuff themselves and followed some credible people and donated to some credible organisations, and some kids could have actually got fucking saved. But unfortunately, these idiots are still fucking 2 years down the line, still online, spreading their bullshit fucking propaganda, mixing it all up with fucking politics and that, calling people left-wing this, left-wing that, and Trump supporting this and fucking whatnot. I don't even know where their priorities are. I really don't know. But I know it's not with the child abuse stuff and the child trafficking and getting that solved. That's not where their priorities are. Because at the end of the day, if they felt so badly about that stuff and really wanted to help fucking people spread awareness or whatever, they would do it. Their channel would be solely dedicated to that. There wouldn't be none of this ego trip shit and look at me and what I'm doing and doing my live stream from my fucking van drinking fucking slush puppies or whatever that fat slob does. It just annoys me, man. I'm sorry, but I really, this is like the most disgusting fucking crime in the world. Trafficking and abusing drugs is the most disgusting fucking crime in the world, and these bastards make a mockery of it. They make a fucking mockery of it, and that makes me pissed off. And anyone out there watching this who doesn't get pissed off with stuff like that, I can't help you out, because that's just how I feel about it. You know, it's bad enough having to research this stuff for years, reading disgusting fucking stories of actual real stuff that happened, the stuff that I documented on my channel when I first ever started making my channel, because I was really worried about this stuff. You know, like I said before, there's a lot of children in my family and stuff. My friends have kids, you know, and the way these people have treated it is a joke. It's a fucking joke. And at the end of the day, I've took a lot of shit for this stuff lately, but I don't care anymore. I'm not leaving this alone. These three characters are going to answer questions, simple as that. And if they don't, then I'm going to do something extreme and get an international phone card or something and ring the fucking police stations where these people live and say, what the fuck are these clowns doing on, what is their credentials to be on it? What is their paperwork? What organisations do they work for? What children do they save? Because they're making a lot of wild claims on the internet and taking a lot of money off of poor unsuspecting people, you know, people who go to work and they're not doing nothing. What do they actually do? And I will find out. I will get to the bottom of it, well, somehow, believe me. I'm not letting this go at all. I'm fucking pissed off with these people. They've called me a liar and all this, and I've been called a pedo, a troll, fucking everything I've been called, doxed a lot. The fact that I've still got my face on camera at the moment shows you that I just really don't give a fuck. I said that in one of my videos, and I don't. You're not going to waste 2 years of my life pretending you're helping kids and all that sort of crap and turn it into a fucking circus. And get away with it. Yeah, I don't think so. Somehow there's going to be a lot of questions and videos made about these people. If that's the only thing I leave on the internet when I leave, because I'm not going to spend the rest of my life on YouTube, I've got better things to do. But if that's a legacy of what I leave, it will just be all the fucking clowns that people can watch my videos and see for themselves what these fucking people are like, because it's all stuff that I've used from their own mouths. and things they've said. I haven't made any of it up. It's not fantasy land. This is real reality. And kids ain't getting saved, and these fuckers are getting fat and rich off of like donations from, you know, people who think that they're going to do better with the money they give them. Simple as that.
You want to know what I've noticed along with this whole agenda is the fact. Well, I might be going out on a limb here, but it kind of reminds me of what the government has been doing for decades with cancer and breast cancer. They have a lot of breast cancer awareness, but they never have this, they never have the means to be like, oh, we finally have breast cancer cure or cancer cureness. You know, it's always breast cancer awareness or cancer awareness month. It's like what the Pizza Gators are doing. Oh, we're making people aware. That's our job. We're actually doing a good thing. People, no, we're already aware. This stuff's been going on for decades. Everybody already knows there's sick fucks out there. I mean, it's nothing new. But just auto, like, I hate even saying the word, but auto pedoing everybody. That's what it's kind of like, auto hoaxing. That's the problem with the truth community. It's auto this, auto that. You're automatically this because you do this. You're automatically that because you do that. And it reminds me a lot of what the government does with their psyops. Raises a lot of awareness, but they never come up with any conclusions or fucking, you know, ways to solve the actual problem. They're, oh, well, awareness will solve it. No, awareness just makes people fucking lose their goddamn minds.
Yep. You're you have to excuse me. I'm eating chicken wings. Sorry, I'm starving. But
hey, eat one of those chicken wings for me, dude. I gotta go to work soon. I'm gonna be hungry as hell.
You're right about that, Wake. Because what I'm, you know, if there's not a government task force out there tackling this for real, and not interested in stuff like this, then why the fuck are they going to allow just individual people to? If they can't be asked to go and arrest these people and investigate them, then why are they just going to let members of the public do it? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It don't make no sense to me.
These people on YouTube, like random rants of fucking stupidness and ridiculousness, they go out and act like they're about to go citizens arrest these people and handle it themselves. Like, what are you actually going to do? You're going to sit behind your computer in your desk, and literally multiple people that I've talked to are good people and actually have reported this to the proper authorities. What have these clowns done besides report? Okay, I put it into perspective on one of my videos. I said, if you know of a child suffering or being abused, is your first instinct, is the first thing that crosses your mind going to be, oh, I should get on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and say something about this? No, because you're going to inhibit and you are going to destroy and give heads up to the predator of any investigation that might be going on, and nobody's going to take it seriously.
Well said.
Well, very good point.
There's lots of reasons for this stuff. I've looked into a lot of the pedo hunters and stuff like that, and believe it or not, a lot of their shit they don't even talk about until it's done. You know what I mean? Because you can't talk about this stuff. How can you talk about stuff when you're trying to catch people that do not want to be fucking caught? They're the lowest of the low, the vilest fucking people in society. You know, you don't talk about these things until they're done. It's as simple as that. It's a bit like police. It's like police operations when they go undercover and shit. That's what it's like. And then when you've got results, then you can go, yeah, well, look, you know. And even then, they won't even come out and tell you the results straight away. They'll catch like fucking hundreds of these people first before, you know, they don't want anyone to be onto them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that these people just talk about this stuff openly, like on all social media platforms, without any investigations or anything ever happening. You know, they might get the odd thing right because they're probably taking some news stories as well. But the majority of the stuff they peddle, you know, we've seen it all, mate. Pizzagate, Voodoo Donuts, fucking Isaac Cappy. I could just go on and on and on. And all this Hollywood stuff. Everyone in Hollywood's a pedophile now. I mean, we know there's a massive problem in Hollywood with these scumbags, but to label every single person that just over tweets and stuff like that, you can't do stuff like that. I'm sorry, but you can't. You need evidence first. It's just out of control. It's fucking out of control.
Well, like you said, even if there is evidence, if there's an ongoing investigation, the cops don't give any names. They might be like, oh, there's an ongoing investigation about this, but they don't give away names because those people don't even know they're being investigated, usually in most, you know, cases. But I mean, I'm not claiming that I'm a forensic scientist or an investigator. I'm just saying what I know is common, you know, logic and fucking law and procedures in the country that I live in. It's just...
Yeah, agreed.
Totally.
Like, yeah, this whole thing's a shit show at the end of the day. I mean, it's shocking. It really is. I used to be one of these people that actually thought, you know, these people might actually do something good. Looking back at that thought now, I feel like a complete fucking twat. I really do. I'll admit that. I feel like a complete idiot for actually believing that any of these fucking tools were ever going to do anything apart from promote themselves and make money off the public. That's basically all they have done. Oh, like I say, I mean, you can call me a lawyer, you call me a troll, fraud, whatever you want to call me. I challenge anyone out there, even the people that are watching this for the reasons that they don't like us, and they're watching for something that we might possibly say or whatever. I don't know. If there is anyone out there, I challenge any of you to make a video about anything I've ever made on my channel you can debunk, apart from them shitty Podesta videos at the beginning, but they was in there for reasons, because of tweets and stuff. But any of the actual stuff, any of the stuff I've covered to do with these people lately, or any of my actual other stuff, try and show if you think that that is the video station of a liar, someone that lies about things, someone who can back up everything they do with some evidence from somewhere, maybe multiple sources of evidence of arrests, whatever. You know, I never lied about any of that stuff, so why would I lie about these people? For the simple reasons they're not legit. I don't want any of you lot out there to waste your money and your time with people that are not going to do what you want them to do. If you're in this stuff and you're worried about like the child trafficking stuff and all that, and you want it cleaned up and you want to, you know, educate yourselves on it, go to a proper organisation. Do not go to clowns like this, because they're just e-beggars at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. I don't care what anyone says about me. I wouldn't be on here saying this stuff if I gave a shit. Because I don't. This is important to me. That's why I talk about it.
You're absolutely right when you say it is as simple as that. It really is as simple as that, but they have to make the situation difficult by throwing in a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of, you know, irrelevant crap and rabbit holes to send people down. When if you use your brain, cognitive thinking, discernment, and critical and common sense thinking skills, you will realize that this is a bunch of garbage.
Yep. And I'll tell you something as well. I know it's not saying much. I'm not going to say something now, because Freddie, a lot of people, I see a lot of things about people commenting about Freddie and stuff, and it seems a lot of people try and work him out, and they're like, oh, don't get this fucking Freddie guy and all this sort of thing. But I can tell anyone watching now that Freddie is very, very switched on upstairs. He's not stupid at all, and he knows. I enjoy being on these live streams with you guys, because apart from yous and probably like maybe 3 or 4 other people, I don't know any other real people on YouTube and online. And you know, I'd always like being on this show, even if my channel, if I stop making content, I'll always be live streaming on here with you guys, because
oh, I don't want to be the last holdout, man. I fucking had a week off and great, no YouTube bullshit. I still slid in there and did a couple little things or whatever, but overall it was conscious mind somewhere away from YouTube. And I'm still thinking like a few of us should get together with a few of the guys that have been here for 5, 10 fucking years and figure out a 12-step program to get the fuck out. Because we're not learning anything here. This has turned into interactive television. I don't want to be a star. I don't want to be fucking anything, right? I just called out some guys who are completely frauds who are ripping you off. And, you know, somebody touched on something about the proper way to go about when you find a freak or whatever. Do you just expose them online? Do you do this? Do you do that? I took, when Gunk got exposed with Jamie and Doughboy and whoever else was involved in that shit, like the real guys that were shell-shocked by that, right? Not the fucking train idiot who was a convicted clown himself, but the guys who I thought at that point were real human beings, right? I took it as, oh, well, thank God they've reported this guy. And I never reported him back in freaking late April, early May, whenever the fuck that happened, right? Eventually, I had to call the Brisbane police at the very least, because who the fuck else did? And same with Dave T. There's conflicting research that I've done that if the guy's even allowed to have a channel where he can interact with kids and stuff. It's every state having a different thing. Once the guy's done his probation, he can just move to a state where he's allowed to stream and he's allowed to, like, every state has different laws pertaining to these freaks, right? But it's up to every one of us on this panel, and it's up to everybody who's watching this shit to go, well, I wonder if fucking Freddie, maybe he didn't report these people again. You know, I get I just get blown away at how complacent I've been in the past by thinking, you know, that you're sitting on the edge of the seat watching these fucking content creators talking about all this crap. and you think they're actually might be doing something, but in reality, what I've discovered is most of them are just reading a script that somebody gave them, and unless you take it upon yourself as a human being that's concerned, you can watch something and be concerned, and you're just a useless fucking clown. Pick up the phone, pick up the computer, do something, and get involved with something, right? Even reporting to the Australian authorities, like Honeybee. Oh, I told the FBI. What the fuck does the FBI have to do with Australia and Iceland? Let alone, like the reality's reality, man. You fucking sexed anyone that even looks under 18. In being in Australia, being in any one of their states, you're looking at jail time if you get convicted, and what you did was against the law. For all I know, I'm the only guy that, like, for my own personal shit, I'm the only guy I know for sure that reported Mr. Goof. It's a scary thought when you think about, it's a big part of the distraction of YouTube is everyone sits on the edge of their seat. Seth Green, and now you got Jennifer, what the hell's her name? Dolly, whatever. I can't remember the last chick that apparently got whacked. That people are starting to look into, the one that was going to bring out some Clinton. Somebody that was going to rat out Clinton for raping them, and this, that, and the other thing. I looked into the story a little bit, and it reminds me so much of Seth Green that I just want to back the fuck away, because I don't know if that guy was alive or a LARP or what it is, right? But you get to a certain point, and how much more do you really need to know? I don't know what's real or not, but I definitely know that how much fake shit I've ingested over 2.5 years. Never going to get my time back. So do we turn off the fucking power and go outside? It'll be good. Joe, we're making you show your face today, my friend.
Oh, I'd love to. I would really.
Well, if I'm showing this ugly thing, you could show yours, Joe.
Oh, no. You know what? When I had my first YouTube channel, I came out 8-10 years ago, and I ran with my face on a 720p camera for years, until whenever you expose yourself, and of course, it doesn't matter if you expose yourself through a camera or you just do it with a voice hiding behind a keyboard, you're going to get, of course, trolls and shills and people that just have strange hatred. And after a while, you're like, well, okay, fuck it. But then again, I probably still would be showing my face, because I've always had the guts and the balls to do so. But after as many times as I've been terminated off the YouTube platform, I'm just at that point now to where, I mean, there's no shit, Freddie. I was going to buy one of these Razer. I've got a Razer keyboard and a mouse. I really like their products. They have a microphone for $100. I was going to buy it, and I was going to set up a whole thing and do what your typical, what OG said, get on here behind a camera and a microphone. And I was going to even go to the point of having a super chat. I was like, I got enough brains to make quality content. And for God's sake, I've said this before, if PewDiePie can get 60 some million subscribers, and then somebody on Twitch can put up a fucking video game and have 46,000 people watching it, for God's sake, anybody can get on here and just say, do, and somebody in a super chat will probably give you $2.
Yeah.
I mean, give it a fucking shot.
And for anyone who doesn't know or watches this later, that's Joe Brown. I'll have his channel linked in the description after we're done and whatnot. Joe, how many other channels have you had? How many times have you gone around this little YouTube circus?
Three total. And my last two were actually terminated. Because, and you saw the one video which you really liked, Freddie, where I showed you the Challenger and the Charlottesville hoax.
The two different cars, and
yeah.
I thought it was amazing that the video when Charlottesville happened, how the car was all smashed to shit and driving by cops.
I know.
The cops are watching it drive by, honestly. None of that made sense. And
no, it didn't.
Very, very peculiar people placed in very peculiar positions during that whole event. It's wild, man. The Rebel Media chick, what's her face?
Oh, I know. Yeah, she. But hey, and Freddie, whenever you happen to be a LARP in the particular script reading episode, isn't it funny how during your day, you didn't have a cold, didn't have diarrhea, you didn't have to work, you just happened to be there. Isn't that funny? Isn't that strange?
Yeah, well, I think it was her picking out of Rebel Media, that sinking ship that's Rebel Media, right? Because after she did that, I don't know. I don't even think she's involved with them. I think she needed to do some big freaking event to get the hell out. Yeah, Faith Goldie. She was right there. I think she pretty well filmed people flying in the air, pretty close to it, anyways.
Yeah,
There's crazy anomalies with that Charlottesville thing, man.
There's all kinds of shit, and that is wasn't my last. It was the one before that got terminated, and I went. I already had 2 strikes. I went shopping, came home 45 minutes later, got on YouTube, and boom, it was a terminated channel based on the fact that I was exposing it. And of course, I wasn't the only one. I ain't gonna take credit for it, but it was enough for a YouTube employee to see the video, show it to his supervisor, and the supervisor said, "Man, we can't have this narrative of a real truther out there exposing this shit. Get rid of him." And because so many people, like you said, Freddie, there are so many anomalies in the Vegas shooting and the Charlottesville shooting and Sandy hoax and the Boston bombing. I mean, it's there to be seen. If you want to look, if you want to discern, if you want to investigate, you can see the truth. It's not like it's not there, but you're dealing with ignorant masses with mentally diseased, fucked up DNA missing chromosome entities. And that's what the owners, the elites, the reptilians, the Illuminati, the Jews, the Jesuits, make it up. That's what they count on. They know we can get away with this shit because the masses have the fucking memory of a goldfish, and they don't care.
Yeah. A lot of them you could, yeah, it's amazing how many people like up here. I don't know if you guys know how bad the smoke was, but if you ever go back and look at that video where I live streamed coming off of Vancouver Island back to the mainland here, you got all these islands you go by and all this shit. And when I dropped my kid off again, you couldn't even see the islands. Like it is so smoked out. I think we must have had some rain up north because it almost cleared up yesterday, and everyone's just going about their business, man. Nobody even notices the fires. Like we got over 500 just in BC alone right now. Smoke stretching from freaking Siberia to the Atlantic Ocean from us right now. And no one's doing nothing. No one cares. Everyone just goes about their debt slavery, walking through their jobs, walking back home. Nobody gives a shit about anything anymore. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny you say about the fires because it's something that came to my mind about 5 days ago because I was talking to a friend of mine and they even brought it up to my ass because I was just too busy in my own head. And he said, dude, in 3 days, it's been nothing but this hazy, smoky fog above. And I took a look around me and I said, holy shit, you're right. We've only had, and it happened. It's been going on for like a whole week because of these fires. I even had a guy I was talking to on YouTube. He says, no, it's not that, because he lives about 30 miles away, another town here in Colorado. He says, they're spraying the shit out of us. I said, well, I don't see a lot of chemtrails, but man, I tell you, you're right. The overcast is because of all these fires. It's crazy.
Maybe it's a hell of a lot cheaper than chemtrailing us. You light a few fucking fires on like California. I don't know how the fire is down there right now, but last time I heard it was the biggest one in U.S. history or some shit. And the ones up here are out of control, and who knows where else they're going on. I think Siberia is on fire too, maybe, or the whole world burns at this time of the year now, and it's saving them shit tons in carcinogens that we're happily breathing in as we go outside. I still ride my motorbike through it, right? I'm an old guy though. It doesn't, I've had a great life, right? If I were to drop dead tomorrow, I'd have just about right. Seriously, right? Like
yes.
I have a very dangerous hobby and a very the drivers here, I don't want to call them, what Ryan called them, but holy shit, man. They're just it's insanity up here to get on a motorbike, and I do it all the time, right? So, but even if they weren't or even if they were using the fires to poison us all, which they're definitely, it's not good for you. What are they doing above that right now? They must just be full spray on and just blanketing us because it's we can't see it anymore, right? But I did see a couple stars last night.
What is weird, Freddie? It's weird because there are natural wildfires that occur, and there are some nuts and some trees and some plants that need fire to spread their seeds and all that stuff. It is natural, but we have all these And the Canadian government, that's what Justin Trudeau, you have that picture of him taking a selfie in front of the wildfires with a shit-eating grin on his face. And it's like, what the hell? And they have means they can actually use controlled burns to prevent fires. They can send the the firefighters out there. They can use the planes and the helicopters to drop fire retardant and water on it. And they're not doing that. It's like they're the government in Canada and also in the U.S. government with the fires in California. It's almost like they're pleased to just let it burn out of control. Back in the 90s, I remember hearing all kinds of stuff about, preventing wildfires and the Smokey the Bear. You can prevent wildfires, and everybody was really safe about their fire. And they had control burns to, prevent the spread of wildfires. Now they don't even do that or spend any money. They're spending all the taxpayers' money on immigration and not fighting, what we used to fight back in the day. The protection of our country.
The Mars water bomber literally can knock over a school bus or a city bus if it targets it, drops its payload of water. It will knock over a bus. They don't build these fucking things, and if they are still building these things, we ain't buying them. We have 3 for all of Canada, and last year it was 2 down and 1 leased to Russia for our fire season. They're not effectual in some terrain, so they use the little helicopters. Well, I was watching that. Took a trip up north there earlier this week with my kid and a friend, and we were watching these helicopters. Pulled over at a little pullout there and was watching a mountain burning my side, Vancouver side of Hope. And these things go, and they drop like maybe a cube and a half of water. That's what I judged it at. And I used to run water trucks and stuff like that up north, right? So they drop like a little pail with, I don't know, say 20 buckets, garbage cans of water at a time. It does absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Mars water, and we have nothing but lakes and fucking surrounded by ocean, blah, blah, blah. There is no shortage of water. What you need is a plane that can pick up enough of it that even if it missed the fire above, it's going to soak the ground below. And you get 20 of these per country. You start using 20 Mars bombers on a fire, and you will knock the shit out of that fire. We had a mill down here in New Westminster 20 years ago. The finished product caught on fire, and every fire department in the Lower Mainland got called to this thing, and they couldn't stop it. It was out of control. They brought in a Mars water bomber, 1 direct hit, and the firemen totally had control of the fire and contained it. But for us not to be buying this kind of stuff during the fire season, and like I should put that as a thumbnail, that thing of Trudeau taking a selfie of himself as a forest fire is burning behind him. That's mentality, man.
Like I said, it's not only Justin Trudeau taking a selfie in front of a forest fire. It's the propaganda of somebody sat there, like a news media outlet or one of his friends or somebody took a picture of him taking a picture of himself.
Yeah, I know, man. The whole, like, I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh, Trump. Man, we got it just as bad with Trudeau. He's just, I'm a feminist and I'm this and it's such an act, right? It's just a joke.
Dude, it reminds me of the Fort McMurray fires, which was the first forest fire in history that burnt all the houses and not the forest around it. And everybody was evacuated and they weren't allowed to return to their homes and shit. And it's like right by the tar pits or the tar sands or whatever it is.
What are you talking about? Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
The Fort McMurray fire, the first fire
in
history to burn all the houses and not the forest.
Yeah, I know.
You guys, if you go and you look on, I did this a day ago. If you go and you look on, I don't know if it was Google Maps. No, it wasn't that. It was some type of, gave you a 2-dimensional CGI vision of looking over the continents of America, Canada, and so forth. And the amount of, and they'd have the little tiny avatar icon of the fires, hundreds and hundreds of fires everywhere, and it's mind-boggling. And with that being said, I have to tell you, I feel very sorry for you Canadians, because this Trudeau character, he's straight out of the Twilight Zone. He's not even real. I swear to God, he's not even fucking real.
Oh yeah, he's real. He's really fucking this country up. Did anyone see the old lady from Quebec that asked him if he was going to pay back the 145 million that Quebec has spent housing and taking care of the illegal immigration that's coming across their border from the States, right? Everyone running from Trump, right? And he got pissed at her, man. He called her a racist, all this shit. He's doing a speech somewhere in some farmer's field or whatever. And this chick's like, she's just an old Quebec lady, and it's a valid question. Are you going to pay us back for the amount of money we've spent? We don't want the illegal immigrants here. They're actually bumping legitimate immigration. I'm trying to get into Canada myself. Well, you just got sent to the back of the bus because you got to deal with all these emergency cases, right? So it's stretching out legal immigration for years, right? And she asked a question, and these freaking undercovers freaking grab her by the arm and this, that, and the other thing. And she's like, fuck, man, she could be any one of our, she could be our moms, man. You can't, I don't know, it's bizarre. The country, our country is as fucked up as America, which is as fucked up as Mexico, which is as fucked up as Germany. It's all the same fucking shit, right?
It really is. Another interesting thing, since you've got the trifecta of Canada, America in the middle, and Mexico, I always do Google Maps and stuff just because of my careers and looking at how things are building. And I'm looking at Mexico last week, and I shit you not, man. All you got to do is turn Google on, and you can see these houses that are in Mexico, towns that are $400,000, $500,000 a piece with swimming pools, Olympic-sized swimming pools. It's like there are very, very upper middle class, if not rich, people that live in Mexico. So don't go and think that your Latino brothers are fucking, yeah. Well, of course, the drug mafias and shit, that's real too. But I'm looking at these Google images of these towns and houses, and I'm like, fuck me. It looks like America,
Oh yeah, well, who's that guy that fucking Shilly McShillstetter there? He got busted fucking ripping a bunch of people off a while ago, but I don't know, he's doing shit again. I think the Dollar Vigilante, is that what I'm thinking of? Well, he's moved his ass down to Mexico, man, and he walks his dogs and does his little streams, talks about life, whatever. Fucking beautiful neighborhood, man. And where I live, I'm not going to be buying a house here. So I'm seriously looking at Mexico. I want to move right next to the fucking guy and, get his access for his Wi-Fi and run my shit on that. Because the guy's probably got some good stuff. But,
no, Freddie, are you talking about that guy who...
Dollar Vigilante, I think his name was.
Well, is he the dude that gets out every morning and walks down with four dogs?
Yeah, a couple little dogs, a couple bigger dogs. Fucking beautiful neighborhood.
And if you watch him, because he's got a head on his shoulders for sure. Freddie, are you talking about that guy who?
Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that was someone else. It was me. But yeah, watching him, he's like, this guy is either, obviously he was very, very rich at one point and he had the availability and the funds to move to that area.
His name's Jeff Berwick. I'm not sure if that's where he changed his channel to now, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was sub to him for a while because he was, and he's right there with truthers. He knows we never went to the moon. He knows 9/11 was done by the American government. He'll tell you. And but he walks he says, come on. He gets his 4 little chow bows and his bow wows, and he got it there in his foyer, and then he goes for a walk down the street in what looks like a third world country if you were to but it's clean, it's safe. And he goes on these rants for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'm like, is this guy for real? But he is for real. So I had to bring that up to you.
What's real on YouTube? He's as real as any other of these freaking costume clowns, right? Now,
yes.
I don't know the particulars on it, but I know he was in some pretty good damage mode, some sort of a scam he pulled. I don't know how much money was involved, but it was enough that it became kind of a big thing. But then again, as you've already stated, the attention span of most people is, 10 minutes, and they move on to the next distraction, right?
It's designed that way. It's designed. Yeah. And so you can either blame or point fingers, but the design that make it up, whoever you want to call them, because that, whatever you want to call them, fits them 100%. but it's a design to keep you focused on your job, your 9 to 5 or your 10, 12-hour day. It's designed to keep you using credit cards to keep you in debt, because the fact that we're paycheck to paycheck, and that if your transmission goes out, your water heater goes out, you've now bumped your new debt up to another 1,000. So now you're, what was already 2 to 5 to 8, 10,000, 20,000 just got even higher. So it's all a design matrix that they've well thought out, modern day slave goyim, make it up. And it fits exactly to why people don't have the time to say, wait a minute, who did drop those towers? Wait a minute, why the fuck haven't you been to the moon and you're stealing taxpayer money for 50 years? Wait a minute. No, 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 no. We're going to feed you through the mainstream media what we want you to think. It's by design.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
That is the epitome and the exact definition of social engineering, my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Well, I'm happy to say I've got one credit card left. I've got less than $4,000 owing on it, and I'll be paying that off probably within the next 6 months or whatever, because I can't afford to pay the whole thing off. I wish. But when it's done, that card gets cut up like the other one I paid off. And, you just got to continue. It's harder and harder to use cash, but I don't need to buy what I don't need to buy, right? So
well, now
I don't want to pay anymore, right?
Well, Freddie, let me tell you, here's the trick, okay? You have to keep a credit card and you have to keep using it. Now, the secret is to only spend $50 to $100 or less a month and then pay it off. Because if you don't, you then become an invisible shadow banned person in the having a credit score, having a FICO score. And when you go to look up, you're like, man, I've had a 100 or 800 credit score. I've had an A+ credit score. And then you pay everything off, right? And you're like, damn, now I'm a king. Now I'm a god. No, give it 6 months and where you haven't used any credit card because you caught them up, and you'll find out that 800, 750 credit score has dropped down to 650. And you're like, well, wait a minute. I don't have any debt. I don't owe any doctor bills. I don't owe anything like that. No, because you don't have a recycling monetary thing proving to the owners that you're still in the game spending on a credit card. And that's the sick game that they've designed as well.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. I guess even just for finding something shiny on eBay and stuff, you got to have something around there, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, like the only reason I racked my cards up was because of my accident, right? I had no money coming in for like 11 months. So, you can only sell so much. I sold a lot of my crap that I didn't need, right? Work truck included. And I squeaked my way through for a year. But that was the most beautiful year of my life, was that first year getting hurt, because it taught me what I don't need in my life. And it taught me how to just really streamline. So, I don't spend that much, guys. I freaking just live my life and have fun. But I don't.
know what I use for my bank account? My bank account has since become the fire safe, or the fireproof safe that I have bolted into the floor that nobody's ever going to get.
Well,
no, it's waterproof. It's waterproof too. So, I mean, it could get flooded. My house could burn down and I'm still going to have that money.
What, in a bank account?
No, it's a personal safe that I have. That's
personal. Oh, I thought you meant you were using the bank for that. And I was like, fuck, I'm scared for when this shit all goes crashing down.
Where do you live, Wake?
Yeah, where hey, Wake, do a video like Ryan just did. Show me your show me your address. I'll be right over with the boys.
Yeah, I'll give you my license plate, my address. I'll put my safe code on there for you. You come crack my safe. You can come burn my house down. It'll be awesome, man.
We will sift through the embers, grab those crowbars, drop the thing on its side.
You can grab all the shekels from the time I've been saving up from being a paid troll.
Hillary Clinton on one side, fucking Obama on the other. I know the shekels you're using, buddy. Fucking leftist troll.
You guys, I got here late, but you guys probably already talked about, just to bring it back for a minute, just because I'm so triggered, and I hate that fucking term, but intrigued, I'll say that, about the random rants of Ryan. And Freddie, you put your video up. I had to put mine up because
yours isn't as well. They're okay, but
Yeah.
Joe's comments went, "I'm going to make a video, but better, Freddie."
No, don't add words. I didn't say better. I said I'm going to do you one better, meaning I'm going to add another beer to the bar that you get to drink from too. I'll pay for it. But no, the thing is that because I try to be more polite, but I definitely come with a nice bunch of salt to rub in the wound after I cut you. And the thing about Random is that as much exposing as he's done to himself, there is a very, very big problem that all of us already know, is that if you truly are an owner of a lawnmower service, that's great, congratulations, but you don't have anything of what the sun would do to a white man. And being a ginger with Irish blood, buddy, you are going to get fucking cooked. And where is it? It never. Well, here's this. Okay, I did get in. I was able. He was doing a live stream, and was able to. And he barely ever reads things, but he did read my line because I asked him. This is like a week ago. I said, "How come I never see any blades of grass in your beard or on your head?" And he said right then and there. He said, "Oh, well, that's because I clean up really good before I go online and do live streams." I'm like, "Okay, make it the fuck up."
Fuck, he even brushes the sweat off his brow.
Yeah.
My buddy Dave, he went up to Penticton for a couple of days, and on the way home, he's got a really nice '64 Acadian. It's like a Malibu, but a Canadian version of a Malibu. '64 Acadian convert, and he says, "Fuck it, I'm leaving the top down. I'm riding home, Matt." This guy he's had some red hair when he was a kid, right? He's a bit older now, but he is so fucking red. A day after he was red, 2 days after, this guy glows now, man. He looks like he's on fire. And I'm like, how comfortable is that? He's like, I'm kind of worried. I can't feel anything. I think I killed my pain sensors. He's fucking. That's 6 hours in the sun one day, man. And whatever.
No, that's what I said.
4,000,
I commented on your video, Freddie. I was like, why doesn't this guy ever, live stream his exact position in his job that he does? Oh, wait, he does. He sits there and live streams all day from the inside of his truck.
God bless him. God bless him. I hope that he fucking realizes, and I hope somebody that actually gives a shit about him tells him, hey, man, you just put your house number. Like, unless that's a movie set.
Well, have you seen those balls? If I'm not mistaken, when he live streams, and it's very rarely from his own bedroom, it looks like. I hope it's his own bedroom and not his boyfriend's bedroom. But I mean, it's painted all dark colors. Like the walls are dead. It looks like a cave in there. Like he's definitely sensitive to light. You can't even have his own bedroom lit up.
Fucking dildo gate, man. After when I spotted that dildo leaning against the wall behind him and told All Seeing You about it, it was like, it was over, man. Like that's you can't be doing no more streams from your bedroom. And then, but you know what? I'll say one thing for him. Ryan took that really, really well, the dildo gate thing, because he started streaming with other sex toys all around his fucking bedroom for like a week or two. He's got like, it's pretty funny, man. At least the guy
can
can
I also
roll
mention
with a sense of humor.
He's the most out of shape landscaper I've ever seen. My friend, he does landscaping and he's fucking ripped, tan, and looks like fucking American Fabio.
He might just have Buddy living at his place and be doing his thing and whatnot. Like I think the whole Pizzagate thing is fucking just released for Trump and this, that, and these guys figured out a way to make money. I don't think any of them are fucking deep state anything, but they have done more damage than good, in my humble opinion. They've normalized the whole Pizzagate thing, normalized the P word, and it is what it is, man. I don't know what these fucking. I really don't think that some fucking handler tells Ryan what to talk about. I think Ryan's doing his own thing, but they're all kind of goofy, right? It's e-begging is the new norm, right? And none of these guys deserve a dime.
The thing is, everyone e-begs, and there's so many people doing it. You've got you've got that PewDiePie guy. You've got all these people that do these like gaming channels that the kids love, like they get all their gaming tips and all that sort of thing from. And I've got no problem with people doing that. If they want to make a career out of that, that's cool. That's by all means. Sure. But don't enter a deadly serious subject like the one we're talking about with intentions to do that shit. I'm sorry, but if you're going to enter a serious subject like that, you need to come up with some serious fucking results. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's not a joke. It's not something you can make a career out of for a joke. It's a fucking serious subject where people actually get hurt and, fucking horrible things happen to fucking kids and that. And,
Oh,
Well, you have
how can you do it with a smile on your face though, too, guys? Like that shows you what the fuck goes on in here, right? And that ain't cool.
Dude, the JJ Redick interview I did, the professional NBA player from the 69ers in Philadelphia doing his sex trafficking thing, he was just laughing hysterically the whole time because it literally is just a huge joke to these people. And you want to know what? It really, really pisses me off that there are children actually suffering out there and these people aren't doing a goddamn thing about it. They really aren't. It really is just a fucking it's a fallacy. It's an internet LARP saying, oh, we're doing this, doing that. Meanwhile, in the real world, when you go out into the streets, go walk outside of your house and see what is actually being done by these people doing this online. Nothing. Go talk about QAnon. Go talk about WikiLeaks. Go talk about Pizzagate to somebody in the store while you're shopping or at the bank. They will look at you like you're fucking.
Oh, are you fucking kidding? I still every day run into all the people I run into, and I ask them. I don't care who it is, a black dude, an elderly lady, a guy standing next to me in the line. I'll simply just strike up a conversation and graduate until I see about Coke or what are you doing with those T-bones? And they'll say, by the way, have you ever heard anything about Q? And they'll look at me like I'm fucking nuts, like Q, what do you, wait, R, N? And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm telling you, this shit is only on the fucking inner tubes. It's not out in real life. Nobody knows about Q. And back to OG, you know, the whole rationality about the people trying to create a YouTube channel based on these, you got to come with serious shit. You got to come with serious shit. Well, they don't come with serious shit per se, but they do and are able to sweep up the people that are watching from their keyboards, you know, enough to the point. But no, are they ever able to get to a bottom line? No, but here's the good news, OG. Here's the good news is that because every party must come to an end. Every time you have to go to sleep, these topics, I mean, can you sit there and imagine, for example, Nathan for Left the Veil? Can you imagine the stress he must be having to go through thick and fuck? This situation is the caboose is passing. I better come up with a new topic to discuss to keep my auditorium full, my base of people watching. And when you look at it from that perspective, you turn the cube. That's a hard motherfucking thing to do.
Hey, Joe,
we talked about that earlier before you jumped on, Joe. We actually talked about how these bigger channels actually swoop in and they lurk and take these tiny little channels' narratives and blow it up to their own narrative. And it's like, oh, look. See, I'm covering this now. We're legit. But these smaller channels that we're covering it, oh, don't listen to them. They're just trolls, even though we're covering the same information. Trust me, because I'm the good guy and I'm trying to get my, shekels and sell T-shirts and get my, rocks off on this situation. Meanwhile, don't listen to the channels who already covered this, who aren't monetized, who don't care about subs or views or money. Listen to me because I need the money.
Hey, link doesn't work. Hey, anybody in the chat that can join Scooby's Discord, you can find it through his videos. I'll throw another link in there, and once you're in there, just tag me and I'll try to throw you a link. Joe, what's your opinion on what's his head there, Mr. Big Ears from LTV's last week streaming there, the incredible e-banging that went on?
You know what? You're talking about the vegan Mikey, right?
Yeah, satanic vegan Mikey, I think he's called now.
From everything that I've seen and from the discernment that I'm able to take away from it, the thing that strikes me very impressive is that for a guy who and I can't say, I don't know, is he for real? Is he a LARP? Is he reading a script? He comes across in my looking at a person's face, studying their eyes, seeing how words are coming out of their mouth, seeing their body language. He comes across as a very credible source in a couple of things. He speaks very, very quickly. And in order to speak very quickly without looking at something because it's coming from your human brain, something for real has to be inside his head. Now, the thing that I find interesting is that if you're going to be a LARP, if you're going to be reading a script, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fuck up. For the times I've watched him on Lift the Veil show, I could never catch him in fuck up. So if I'm going to say, okay, is this guy credible? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say he's credible. That's about as pretty much as I can describe to you what I think about it.
What I was blown away with when I watched the interview there, and what struck me was the amount of time Patreon and everything else was mentioned to make cash. And
Oh, yeah, and
I
then-
feel that it was a fucking knee-jerk attempt at making cash. Whether the guy's story is real or not, I don't fucking have a clue. But what I do know was real was the amount of time they e-begged. And that kind of, for me, puts a stop on whatever else sort of shit they're trying to force into my brain, because I see it as a cash grab there. I see it as a Rachel going on freaking on Richie's show and then doing that. But I even found a little bit of benefit in that too, because it showed me a bunch of well, not a bunch, but a few guys that I actually thought were cool that were trying to prop up that Rachel story about Chemla. And I was just like, holy fuck, man. We all know that the chemtrails happen, but to stick up for that incredible LARP of a story was beyond me, man. I was blown away by that. And like I say again, the e-begging on that fucking interview at Lift the Veil was that took it to a new level for me. I was blown away.
Well, here I'm going to get ready to go to work, but hey, Joe, I'm not negating anything that you say. I agree that he was quick and witty with his responses, but also I found out that he goes under a couple of different monikers. He actually deleted all of his posts. He's had his Twitter since 2009. He deleted them all because he had satanic references, but he has only had 14 posts now since 2009. And also he has satanic tattoos and admitted that he used to do, satanic worship and listen to satanic music. And then he comes on, and his second interview, he's posted up in a brand new hotel room that probably costs, like $120 a night.
He used to do,
Sorry?
And then he's smoking, I don't know how much cigarettes are in his neck of the woods, but probably, $15 worth of cigarettes, saying he's broke, he has no money, e-begging this, e-begging that. And then he's videotaping himself in different hotel rooms every night. He actually took his fucking voodoo donut earlobes out, which is what he's claiming, voodoo donuts. He finally took the donuts out of his ears, flipped them up over his ears, his earlobes, so you can't see him. He put on a button-up shirt, buttoned it all the way to the top button, which is never comfortable if you're wearing a button-up shirt. And he concealed all of his tattoos and tried to be presentable. I mean, he could be credible, but his actions, his body language is questionable to me, but yeah, you are right. He is really quick on his, retorts. So I will give you that, but I see a lot of weird stuff going on with that guy.
I agree. And Freddie, and you guys already know this, but I'm still going to say it, that it's always about the money. It's always about the money. And I'll say it again. It's always about the money. I was watching Nathan, I think yesterday, and a matter of fact, Nathan still mentions, and he throws it in there, whether he's in his last 5 minutes or in the middle or in the beginning somewhere, he throws in that Mike's not doing right now, not doing good, and if we can somehow, we're helping him out, sending him money, and God bless Nathan for doing that and what he's done, and how that's the positive thing to take away. But it still goes back to it's all about the money. And so when you boil everything down in this realm, it's always about the money with fucking everything. But then when you look at it from what you're mentioning there, and you say, okay, what's the money doing? Where's it going? How did this get started? That money aspect does put a nasty blemish, a dent in the armor of it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. That's what makes the world go around, right? It's money, and nothing good ever comes of it. You can never have too much of it.
Root of all evil.
Yeah, it totally is, man. It's when you learn that you don't need it as much as you thought when you're a kid growing up, and how much they programmed it into you. And, the happiest people in the world have a big family and a dirt floor.
Well, you have to think with Satanic Mikey, what I saw, it was like he seemed kind of legit, I guess you could suspect that and expect that, I should say, from these type of people. But it was weird that the first Lift the Veil stream that he went on, it was all about how he got robbed, had no money, his bank account was wiped clean, he got kicked out of his house, and he needed money, and he was homeless, and his dog got killed, and it was the big guilt trip. Oh, me, feel sorry for me, money, money, money. Hey, I just started up a Patreon the other day, and then Lift the Veil's supporting the Patreon, saying, oh yeah, click on the link in the description to go to his Patreon. And then he's streaming from different hotel rooms every night that I can only imagine cost more money than I could even afford with a full-time job. So, it's just crazy.
Silence.
Yeah, what happened there?
One thing you can tell about
something got wake.
One thing I would say you can sort of tell where if a person's legit or not is if you found out something horrible that you feel that you have to tell your fellow human, your neighbour, whatever, or you want to get on YouTube, it's that bad that you want to get on YouTube and tell the world about it. Why can't you do that for free if it's going to benefit people? If it's something like to do with all this Pizzagate stuff and that, that's how I measure these people. I look at all the people that do things that don't ask for any money, and I think, well, what are they after? They must be just doing it out of the goodness of their own heart because they want people to know about this stuff. And all the people that I see begging for money, it's like you're all saying, it all comes down to money at the end of the day. I don't believe money should be exchanging hands for information that people can find on the internet. I've said it before in my videos. If I take an hour of my week to make a couple of short videos with a screen recorder and point out some things to people, some videos that I've watched or websites that I've got information from or whatever, how can I possibly charge anyone for that? Don't understand.
Well, OG, you're right.
It's foreign to me.
It's a very disturbing realization. It's a catch-22 because what happens is you look around and you see people making money off of garbage content. And then you do the comparison that the old saying, and I love the old sayings, walk in someone else's shoes. So part of you says, well, good for them for doing something and somebody's willing to give. And another old saying, a sucker's born every minute that's willing to part with their money. So how dare you, per se, blame somebody for putting bad, shitty content out there, but then you've got idiotic fucking fools that want to give them money in super chat. So, I mean, there you're trying, what are you doing? It's screaming fire at the burning building half a block away. That's, it's it's the price of rice in China. But I'm totally with you in that, okay, you're asking for money and someone's dumb enough to give you money. But then again, so it's like a going around a hamster wheel when you try to fight that battle in your mind.
I think I just covered that bit without even really thinking about this question coming up because like I said, I don't care who makes money off of things. If people want to sell video games or cheats to video games and tips to video games because the kids love it, whatever, it doesn't bother me. But what I'm saying is when it's something serious like this, this subject that we're all talking about, people pretending, it becomes a different kettle of fish. I'm sorry, but yeah, there is people out there willing to part with their money because unfortunately some of them think that that money might be going to help some children. Because like you say, everyone loves money and not many people want to part with their money. But unfortunately, people will part for it when they see things like what we're talking about, this subject of the whole child abuse, child trafficking, whatever you want to call it. These people are talking about, these Pizzagators or whatever, claiming to be talking about.
You want to know what I want to know?
It becomes a whole different kettle of fish there because, like I say, there is, I keep repeating myself here, but there's thousands of people out there who will see these stories and it will break their heart. They'll have kids themselves. They'll know people who've had kids. They'll probably, there's many of them probably that know of people that have had this happen to them in their families. It'll break their heart.
Can I add to that real quick?
I'll just say, go on, Mike, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. I'm just saying, it's weird when you see these people online, you see nothing but sob stories. You never see any heroic stories of, I saved this person, or this person has been saved, or anybody coming out thanking these people. Oh, this person saved my life. It's always a sob story about how
you're not watching Richie from Boston then, because that guy's out all over the place pulling people out of mud holes and
333,000 pound tire straps. You killed me with that one, Freddie. I died.
That was somebody else's, man. I get given stuff too. And I said, hey, look at the tire strap. And I was like, oh, I can make a video in 3 minutes. Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm always looking for signs and symbols, and I'm looking for certain key words and phrases. And I'm looking at, you know, I'm like, God, your average, okay, I wouldn't go to the dollar store because you need the safety of that big ass tire, because you get in a wreck, that thing is going to come through and it's going to break your back. But that tire strap, Y333, I mean, it just, anyway, you have to obviously have an open eye for that shit. You really do. What is that, speaking about what OG was saying, what is that damn, where people, you put, I just had a brain fart. You put that up on on the internet and you ask for money, and what's it called? And people send you a what?
GoFundMe.
Thank you. And the screaming mindfuckery about this latest government entity who just got fired from Trumpy Poo land, Cohen. He has a fucking GoFund. This is a multi-millionaire. He probably has 5 houses, 20 cars, and he's got a fucking GoFundMe. And people of his own ilk, I'm sure, are sending him money because we don't want him to be homeless. But then it goes back to all the people from Sandy Hook who had GoFundMes opened up the day within 24 hours of Robbie Parker doing his fake crisis actor. Money is just one of these things. After 46 years of living in this realm, I'm just grateful that I do what I do to survive. And I look at it this way. I got gas in my tank. I got food in my fridge. I got clothes on my back and a roof over my head. And I don't have any debt. So keep it that nice and fucking basic. I'm able to get on here and bullshit with you gentlemen. I'm not looking for much more than that. I just ain't.
Yeah, fair comment. To be honest with you, Joe, I'm not looking for much more than that at the moment. It's boring me, all this stuff I'm talking about lately, because although we've had all this sort of clowning shit with this MCNs and stuff, there is a serious topic behind it which has been sort of left at the bottom of all these layers of bullshit lately. And I'm sort of done with YouTube, really. I don't really know where to go with my channel. I've done the awareness thing. I've covered all this bullshit with these clowns lately because I want to give back something to people, to just show them who to be aware of, people who I've been conned with. And I don't get conned by many people. So, I was pissed off of that. And, back to what I was saying before about how these people, have these stories about if you was ever going to part with some of your money, someone in the comment section, I believe I was just reading Kickstand's comment there, saying that people part with their money when it's always to do with animals or children, and that's true because it's pulling on people's heartstrings. They're things that are close to a lot of people, the well-being of children and animals. So if that's what you're taking money for, stuff like that, you're taking these people apart with their money, expecting something to be done with it, then I'm sorry, but I can't sit by and watch that happen. And that's going to be the end of what I do on YouTube, I think, apart from live streaming with like Freddie and the guys and talking about whatever, because it takes a toll on you. This stuff, it does your brain in. You're dealing with some right shitty people at the end of the day. Last couple of weeks have been quite hard, like being fucking trolled and all. Well, not being trolled, but like just having these mindless accusations thrown at me and stuff like that. And yeah, it is hard work doing all this stuff. That's why I don't think a lot of people do it. But I'm quite thick-skinned, and I will see this through to where I want to get with it. But after that, I won't be using YouTube that much, other than what I used it for in the first place, for leisure and stuff.
I personally have learned enough disinfo that I don't really want to cram anymore in my head. I'd rather go out there and laugh and joke, have the occasional beer, go for a ride, just do whatever, be a dad. there's so many more important things that anybody in this chat or anyone that's ever going to watch this shit could be doing than watching this shit. And that's reality, right?
We're all here, yeah, because at the end of the day, we've all got something in common. We're all trying to navigate our way through this fucking world of YouTube and these actors and clowns that are on it. You're trying to get to the bottom of it and find some decent people that are like-minded. And I think that's why we get together here at the end of the day. And
well, we're all like fucking looking for the way, right? We're all we weren't none of us, I think, were satisfied for what we learned over our lifetimes, and so we ended up in this freaking place. But yeah, we met OG, and we met Joe Brown, and we met Wake Now, and you met this asshole, and take it or seriously, take it or leave it, right? But everybody, fuck, even Alex Jones taught me some shit, man. He taught me, that's the quintessential fucking heel, grifter, whatever, bone juice seller. It's still knowledge you can keep, right? And you can look at it's the world's a stage and all that. Fuck, man, we're front row for a part of it that's just retarded, and it's hilarious. And it's shocking.
I want to interject. We might be assholes, but I like you, Freddie. And OG, you are never an asshole. You are a stand-up guy. You fucking hold your composure. You have integrity, and you stand fucking true to what you speak. And all your words are fucking immaculate, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm sorry. I actually apologize that you have to be associated with such assholes as me and Freddie.
He's not American, Wake. He's not, so.
I understand that we all swear. I understand it more than most, believe it or not. I don't care about stuff like that. At the end of the day, we can all pretend that we're all prim and proper and not swear and all this sort of thing and whatnot, or we can just be ourselves and be passionate about what we're talking about. And if that happens to include some swearing in it, I'm sure we're all adults, and hopefully no one's offended by that. But at the end of the day, I think that's just authenticity. At the end of the day, you are what you are.
Fuck you then, mate. Fuck you in that case.
Fuck you too.
Holy shit, bananas.
And I'd like to add, Joe Brown wasn't mentioned. He's the worst out of all of us, man. This guy's been here longer, so he's caused more shit.
Yes.
Like 153, so we know he's wearing a little hat somewhere.
See, now hang on. Now you got me fucking. Yeah, you got to start.
Now you're gonna get fucking fired up, Joe.
You better put on them punching gloves. But no, the funny thing is when I got here today, Freddie was just mentioning how he's going to have a 12-step program for us to get the fuck off YouTube, and I just was like, my God, that's the best thing I've heard all day. I think
we all have something to contribute, man. We should all really sit down and it doesn't have to be 12 steps, man. We should be able to pull this shit off in 4. Because none of us are dummies, right? Like, let's get the fuck out of here. I say that we all tag up January 2nd in Mexico, party our asses off for 2 weeks, and never turn YouTube on again, man. 2 weeks off of it, cold turkey.
I wish. You know what? The thing about me is I see too much shit and I'm able to make too much fucking content and bitch about things. I mean, see, the thing about the addiction of YouTube is that when you're able to...
Sorry, guys.
That's cool.
I'll tune out here for a second.
When you're able to get a bunch of people watching and you get your subscriber base up and get it stolen from you, you definitely
I am.
Get pissed off.
Mute your mic, Freddie.
Oh, nice. How's that going? That's a great little place to wander around, eh?
Mute it. Okay, I guess he's taking off. I was going to say mute your mic. I guess he's wandering off.
Apparel shop in there.
We can hear you, Freddie.
It's that I wish I could quit. I really do. It's like smoking cigarettes. It's like drinking alcohol. It's like being addicted to heroin. I mean, there will be a day when I get the fuck out of here. But for right now, there's too much shit going on in the world that I have a big enough mouth, and that if I can make it, like today, I made three videos before noon, just because of looking at content, going, oh man, I can say so. I can say something about that too.
Oh, mate, Joe, I know all about that, mate. I have my little spurts when I have my bits of time off work and stuff, and I'll smash out about 3 or 4 videos. You find stuff, didn't you? You can't let it go.
Well, I got triggered because of the whole random rants of Ryan thing, and the connections, it's really weird. I'll be honest. I've met more
What time are you gonna be here?
of these people based on
Yeah, I'll try to be
fail
around
than
there.
anybody.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna go back and having a pretty good
Yeah,
talk with some people.
you know, I never was
Freddie,
into that sort of
mute
things.
your mic, bud. We
Yeah,
can hear your
yeah.
conversation. Fred, mute it.
Yeah, you know, that guy, Joe, that Lift the Veil, was someone that I heard Freddie talking about when I first met him. He used to tell me about Lift the Veil and how Nathan, you know, how he didn't get on with Nathan and he thought he was a shill and whatnot and disinfo and everything else. And I never really knew much about him. And when I started seeing Nathan was when the whole thing with us lot blew up when we sort of called out Honeybee for withholding that info about Dave Toddashini and that and the whole thing as well. And they went on Lift the Veil, and that I've done a video covering it called Lift the Veil Defends Pizzagate Researchers, I think it was called. Anyway, you know, that's the first time I started seeing him or taking any notice of him, should I say. I knew he was, but I didn't really take much notice of him because that weren't my thing. But that's when I first started taking notice of him. And then they had that David Shirt guy on there who was self-confessed child molester, admits on camera to molesting his 3-year-old nephew and beating the shit out of him, like it was no big thing.
Oh, wait.
You know, it's
Obi-Wan.
on that whole, to do with that whole shit, man.
You're talking about the one I remember. I didn't watch the whole thing because the guy's a fucking goon, right? But he was like Nathan Stoltman said this is one of the most credible. Well, he's one of my best friends ever. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I'm glad to have him on the show. He's one of my best friends, most credible people I've ever talked to. And then you found that video about him raping and beating his fucking cousin.
Well, I would say that. I didn't know that, Wake. I didn't see that video. Yeah, what I'd done was I saw the video. I just saw the video advertised with David Shirt as a guest on it. I didn't actually watch it. So you saying that, you know, just it speaks for itself, mate. But you know, all these things you can add them all together. You can put the pieces of the puzzle together.
You made a video on it, if I'm not mistaken, right? You made a video saying like, why would you take this guy as credible? Because
well, I made a couple of videos on it. I've done the first one I've done was, like I said, the Pizzagate research one when I had Honeybee on there and Random Rants of Ryan and all these other fucking dickheads trying to defend them against what we had found against them, which came from them.
No, not those guys. I was talking about the guy that Nathan had on his show, and he found out previously that he was a deviant, a sexual deviant who actually molested and beat his own cousin or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah, it's David Schroeder who did that. People didn't know.
I've got my laptop open here, and I can just go on. That's on Fakes, Frauds, and E-Beggars, that video, and that is hang on.
Well, I guess you learn something every day.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Somebody linked me to that too, so I passed it around in a couple Discords or whatever too. That it was like I didn't know that about David Schroeder, but he's on video admitting that he got sent to live with his aunt after whatever his satanic ritual abuse or in the middle of it. I don't know, but he ended up fucking molesting and beating the shit out of the aunt's kid, which was like a 3 or 4-year-old. Can't remember which, but it's fucking disgusting. Anyways,
there's 2 of them I've done, Freddie. Sorry to cut you, mate. There's 2 of them I've done on my Fakes, Frauds, and E-Beggars channel, and one of them is called Nathan's Credible Guests, which is when I first got sent this David Shirt clip because I never looked for it. One of my subs sent it to me, and the next one I'd done covering it was called Pizzagators Sharing Platforms with Admitted Child Molesters, and I was asking questions that if these people and their team of researchers are so fucking good, how do they end up on shows where there's people on there as guests who are self-admitted child molesters? You know, again, it's just such a fucking web of bullshit that's just unraveling. You know, there's so many fucking. At first, I thought it was just a Dave Toddashini stuff, and they'd known about this stuff and not told everyone when they should have done. That's what they were guilty of, in my opinion. It wasn't. You know, I wasn't personally attacking. Saying, you know, if you're these stand-up heroes of the community and are leading the fight against this shit, and you're withholding evidence like that, you didn't come out of it straight away to your subs and the people that watch your channel and other researchers. You know, that just sets alarm bells off in my head, and from that. All this shit has come from all that. It's just a big web of bullshit. So, you know, once you fucking find one piece of a jigsaw and you think you fucking solved it, you find another piece, and then you find another piece, and then people start sending you things, and you think, oh right, I haven't seen this as well. Like, this is another side to it. And believe me, this will go on for fucking ages. There's so much material to cover. And none of these people ever want to address it, and they never will. Because the moment they do address it, it's game over. They'll have zero credibility, like I keep saying, and they'll just fade off into the background. All their money will dry up and that. So it's in their best interests to just keep calling us trolls, liars, setting their little army of people on us, calling us fucking pedos and all this bollocks what they come out with. It's best for them to carry on down that road, because the moment they start answering these questions, it's game over. Because they can't answer any of them with any credible answers whatsoever, because they are not legitimate people. I keep saying it speaks for itself. My videos, Fred videos, Wake's videos, they all speak for themselves, and Scooby's. So you don't even know. I don't even have to commentate on them. They just speak for themselves, because all the stuff that's in the videos are all shit that's come out of these people's mouths via replies on YouTube, via tweets, or via things that they've even said on their own videos. That's all I do, is just use their own fucking bullshit against them. Don't make anything up. I don't have to.
Who do we have in here right now? Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow, welcome. You want to introduce yourself and what you're doing, if you got a channel or anything like that? What are you about?
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have a new phone here. It's an Android, so I'm new at this with the Android phone here.
Yeah, try getting a little closer to the mic. You're hard to hear, but yeah, you're coming in loud and clear, man.
Is that better?
I like the avatar. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, well, I'm up here in Pennsylvania. I just seen a lot of things go on a couple years back, and it's money-making networks, it seems like. Just like one group protects the other group.
Yeah, big time. Big time. You got like all the Mandela guys and all. When Nathan did that stream addressing the honeybee thing, there was guys from, it was huge. The people in his audience, there was freaking guys with 300,000 sub channels and shit like that. And they were all interested, because if the pizza gators go down, they're all going to fucking go down. Because it is all fake.
With Awake, that's how I started following Awake. I started watching his videos, and that's what really got me into it. Because I'm mostly with the federal government, like Federal Reserve and stuff. I focus my attention on that stuff.
Yeah. Well, but look at how distracted everyone gets by looking at Pizzagate or freaking Mandela Flat, whatever the hell you want to do, and then it takes you away from things like the Federal Reserve and the
Jekyll Island. Jekyll Island.
Yeah, but it's true though, right? Like there's things that you can research that are actually going to benefit you and give you an idea what reality is, and then there's so much distraction, disinfo shit that they're trying to throw in the way of that, so you can't quite see what the hell you're supposed to be looking at, right? What helps you to look at.
That's very interesting. A lot of that Federal Reserve stuff. I've seen a bit of that stuff myself, and it's very interesting, that sort of stuff. I must admit, it's just that it's another part of the whole scheme of things. What's wrong with this planet, isn't it? Really, and the people in charge and what they get up to. I remember watching something about the Federal Reserve, and it was a Congress meeting in America, I believe, and they was questioning someone where was it $8 trillion gone? Something crazy.
When I came across William Guy Carter, that's what really opened my eyes and William Cooper, but William Guy Carr really opened my eyes, because that was back in the 1940s and 30s.
Oh, what was that about? I'm not familiar with the name.
William Carter was a general. It actually started in 1913, before the Federal Reserve started created. It was 1913 or 1910, and then into 1910 it went to 1913 when they created the Federal Reserve. So that's how, when I was listening to him and about the Illuminatis and how they bet on both sides of the wars and stuff, and they use people as pawns and stuff, it was very interesting to have an eye opening with that.
Yeah. Well, if a banking system backs both sides of a conflict, like they can't win either way, and both sides end up owing them cash. So it's like, war is a racket, right?
Yeah.
The one guy who said, and I forget, he said, if I can be the bankster, I could care less who runs your country, just as long as I get to control the money. And I mean, these sayings,
Rothschild said that.
What's that?
That was a Rothschild that said that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And the Rothschild mother said, if our sons didn't want wars, there wouldn't be any.
What did she say? Say that one more time. Sorry.
The mother of the Rothschilds, if you look it up, you can see that the mother said, if our sons didn't want wars, there wouldn't be any. Yeah,
well, it's fooling the youth and fooling the patriotism. You you hit that freaking bone with a hammer and you get people patriotic like after 9/11, fucking that's it, man. Here we go. We're going to war. And I don't think anyone really realized how much they got duped into that. But,
well, hey, can I bring up something that you know?
hey,
OG
wait, we're gonna
like
make you quit your job today, aren't we?
I already said fuck my job. I got a job at the actual desired place I've been trying to get a job at for months. So they finally gave me the job. So my secondary job, I'm kind of like, man, if I show up late, and the fucked up thing is my other job, they'll still keep me employed if I show up late. So I don't give a fuck.
It's not a landscaping job, is it?
Yeah, it's a landscaper.
No, I'm pale as a ghost. If I went for a landscaping job, my fucking ass would be fried like a fucking lobster, man.
Hey, man, put a fucking bag over your head. Let's do an experiment. We'll stay out in the hot sun for 4 hours, and we'll see what you look like.
Yeah. Put me in the sun for. I could show you my arms after being outside for 4 hours. I guarantee you, I won't look like fucking Ryan.
No, sorry, I was only joking, mate.
Well, the good thing about this stream is it is supposed to be a little bit chill, right? Because it's my first stream back. It was kind of hard to turn it on today. I kind of want to, right? You get addicted to this shit, but in reality, it's a little break's pretty good, guys. I think I should rebrand and start making quilts or whatever, you know.
No. Wait a minute,
Denise
Freddie.
over here. Denise over here is gonna start quilting. Calm down, fucking Denise.
Easy.
You were banned, right, Freddie? You lost your channel from a strike, and now you're back. Is that what you're meaning to say?
No, I haven't lost nothing, man. They only got me on one fucking strike so far. But whatever, they'll turn me off when they want to, right?
Sure. Okay.
Did you see what happened to me, Freddie, with YouTube? I got a fucking strike, and I've made a video about it. You can watch it. It's I got a strike basically, and it said I made a video. It's called "Let's Debunk This BS Properly," and I got a strike basically saying that YouTube had removed it. I thought it'd been flagged by all the honeybee and all her crew. So it was about that sort of thing.
Was it a bullying one? Like, because I bullied fucking honeybee by showing what honeybee was doing.
I've done a video on it saying about it, and what they've done was they gave me a strike, and they said I can't upload to my channel for X amount of time. I can't remember, it was like 2 weeks or something stupid anyway. And I've done a video saying I've got a strike, I won't be uploading for a couple of weeks. Anyway, a few days later, I'd gone on there, and this video was back. It wasn't deleted, it was back. And I thought, this is fucking really strange. So I thought, I'm going to try this out.
Hey, hold you on.
You work for them. I've got it figured out. OG works for them.
Yeah,
Nathan getting 5 strikes in a row, man. 5 strikes.
Yeah,
no, OG, guess what? You got a strike in the middle of like the whole shit show between all of us, and some people were calling me an agent and stuff and saying that I got you banned. They're like, Scooby said, Freddie, and you got banned, but Wake now didn't. He's working for him because he didn't get a strike because he's covering the same thing. And I was like, you guys are gaining more subs than I am a day. I mean, I'm just a fucking small fish, man. Nobody cares about me.
Fuck, none of us are gaining. We're gaining a bunch of fucking.
But you know what it is? It's drama.
Whatever, man.
It's drama. There's drama going on. There's drama going on. People love it. I had proper, you know, I'm not saying this stuff ain't proper because obviously it speaks for itself. It is legitimate stuff. I wouldn't be talking about it otherwise. But the stuff I actually proper started doing my channel with, I made over nearly 80 videos of, I believe. It's proper documented stuff and that. And it's, you know, this all this new stuff is. I just want to get it out of the way.
You know what's funny? OG1, I made a video describing everything that I've seen in my analytics. I will come up with depopulation, Agenda 2030, eugenics, these really pertinent subjects that people need to be paying attention to because their livelihood and their family and their generations after them, their kids, people's families are in jeopardy. And I'll get maybe 99 views on it out of almost 500 subs. But then I'll make
wait.
a video about some stupid shit that I just want resolved and I don't even want to talk about anymore, and it'll get 600 views and I only have only 500 subs. So it's like you see where people's mindsets are at with the drama. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't want to add there.
Oh, I just want to say, awake. When you made that Israel about being that we're their servants and stuff, and then you got your volume got shut off.
Yeah, actually, I made a video where I got censored. It was getting a bunch of views, and then they censored it, and I had to take out my annoying ass voice and replace it with some techno song that I can only imagine is just as annoying as my voice. So I just put it in there,
I tried to download it; it wouldn't let me download it.
Oh, go figure.
Interesting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. You can get a fucking censor bot stuck to you in this day and age, man, and it can fuck with anything it'll fuck with, right? Or if it's a bot or it's just some sort of you got put in the bad guy corner or whatever, but it's the new world that I don't understand it. They can fuck with you as many ways as they can. They can fuck with me so many more ways that I never even heard about, right? So it's like
it's hard to explain that YouTube stuff though. Do you know what I mean? Like the way I'm not allowed to upload for 2 weeks, and then a couple of days later my video's back up. But I appealed that. I made a video about it. If anyone listening thinks this sounds bizarre and wants to see for themselves, go and
what's bizarre is people think that I'm the one who flagged you. People are like, "Oh, Awake Now's the troll. He's the one flagging everybody."
It was me. I'm sorry. I flagged.
Now, mate, I didn't think that at all. I didn't think anything. I just thought straight away. I thought what I thought, because it was saying, right, let's debunk this bullshit. Who's interested? I think was the title of the thing. And I think they saw it and thought, fuck, they're actually going to get together and actually like put a video together and show us up for what we are. And I think people flagged it, but I just don't understand like why it came back 3 or 4 days later. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I was just looking on my channel just to see like if there's any commenters that I hadn't replied to or whatever, and but it was there, and I was like, this is fucking weird. Like I say, I made a video about it and covered it. So, I'm one of them people that sort of, when I hear people saying about YouTube, or used to hear people saying about YouTube, like all these funny things going on, I used to think, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist saying this to try and, make it seem like you're trying to get shut down or whatever. But, I've experienced a few of these weird things myself, and the fact that I've actually recorded this one and put it down in the video, prove that I'm talking shit. It's just weird. I recorded it.
You know what? I made a video this morning about the YouTube bot Enigma that I've made several videos over for the year. But what is so I can sub you and check you out? What am I typing in? OG or what one?
It's OG1, OGWAN, and then Kenobi, KENOBI.
Gotcha.
I'll put the links after the.
Okay.
Got like a hyper avatar, I think. If I just put my avatar on here quickly, you'll see it. It's the same one.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll catch it. But no, you're right. It's happened to a lot of us to where you'll have a video either struck and taken down, and then you're just bebopping around. Just, you're not even trying to, and all of a sudden it's back up, and you're like, which YouTube employee went in and fucking took that shit out? And the video I made this morning, because somebody came in and started talking shit about me exposing Sandy Hook when I talked to Wolfgang Halbig. And the guy's he did the narrative. 26 people died, and you're an ass. Blah blah blah.
Wait, Joe. You personally talked to Wolfgang Halbig?
Oh yes, I have. I have his.
Wow, man! Is that Joe?
Right away, everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Hang on, is it Joe? Is that the guy that done?
Wolfgang Halbig hasn't made any qualms about releasing his number publicly to talk about Sandy Hook. You can get his number too, just to be clear on that.
Exactly. I'm nobody special. So I got his number because he put it out there, and I just on it because I used to work for Cisco for 3 years delivering food, and Wolfgang Halbig's, you know how they just censored Alex Jones. Wolfgang's ace up his sleeve is that if you guys take me to fucking court and do anything against me, just like Lenny Posner did, I'm going to bring the fact that I have the documentation given from Cisco, $1 billion food corporation that delivers foods to schools, restaurants, bars, places in Canada. They're in Canada too.
Yeah, I know.
And they delivered, he's got the invoices showing that they never went to the school on Dickinson Drive, because if you don't deliver milk and cookies and food to children on September 14th, 2012, then it's because there's no school and no kids fucking going there. So
any idea on the last time that there was a food delivery too?
No, he made the video about it, but I was so compelled that I called him, and I got him for about half an hour, and God made it happen. I dialed his number, and he picked up, and I was shitting bricks. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Wolfgang the Master himself. So I said, yeah, Wolfgang, I worked for Cisco delivering food here in Colorado for 3 years. I know exactly how it is by the book. You have to have the invoice. You have to go to the address that's on the invoice, and you have to take on a hand truck the food into the coolers because it's all legal. But food has to be kept at a certain temperature, and so you have to take it in the restaurant, take it to the bar, take it in the school. And the fact that you have invoices or no invoices that existed for that school, because instead of taking it to the school, they take it to a hub.
Does every school in America have a cafeteria?
Well, I mean, if you're a big school, yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah,
because my elementary school didn't have a cafeteria, but this is back at a few years now.
Sure,
but,
sure. You didn't have
just curious to that,
Freddie?
No, we just fucking trap a beaver on the way in and go back at lunchtime and throw it on that.
Hey, you guys remember the Columbine shooting?
You betcha.
Well, I mean, Joe said he's from Colorado. He might as well be the fucking expert on this shit.
Oh, yeah, and I'm the expert, too. No, check this out. Okay, so I'm 15-minute drive from Columbine, and still to this day, I've never met anybody that was shot or friends or family. Here's the weird one, though. You remember the Aurora Theater shooting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about 20.
Was it the whole Batman fiasco?
Yes. I'm about 25 minutes drive from the theater. So I'm going along on my whole idea of knowing how everything's a hoax and a psyop until one day, based on Cisco, I'm at lunch, and I made a coworker friendship with this gal. She's not a driver, but she works in the warehouse. So I'm sitting there across from the table in the cafeteria, and I look down her forearm, and she's got these weird little Batman tattoo deals. And I'm just to strike up conversation. I says to her, hey, what are the tattoos about? And she says, and she looks at me really, really sober, and she says, well, I have a friend who died in the Aurora Theater shooting. And I'm tripping balls. I am tripping balls. I'm like, no shit. Tell me more. And she just said, well, it's a friend that I was friends with, and they got shot and died in it. And I went to the funeral, and I got these tattoos as a sentiment for him. And I'm just like, holy fuck.
Wow.
I looked up the name of the person who died. Sure as shit, they supposedly died at the Aurora Theater. So here I am tripping balls going, wait a minute. That shit is bullshit, but now I met somebody who actually knows somebody. So what do you do with that, right?
I never looked into the legitimacy of the Batman theater shooting thing. That was before I was fully freaking aware of what I'm aware of now. So
I don't know.
I've never researched it.
If it's predictive programming, I know Lil Wayne had a hideous fucking song with a shitty ass music video of 13 dead bodies in a movie theater right before that happened as well.
Yep.
Really? Interesting. Well, I know after that shooting, is there anybody here on the panel that doesn't freaking watch the door open when they're at a movie theater? Because I watch it.
Yeah, I have. I went to go see Deadpool 2 a couple months back, and I sat right there watching it. But what got me into this was the Oklahoma bombing a couple years back, and a lot of shady stuff with that too. Back in I think that was in the 90s.
Oh yeah, fertilizer and a big rider truck. That thing was such garbage. That definitely was nothing but a government psyop, just alongside with Boston bombing, 9/11. I mean, it was so fucking sloppy, and so many things about that Oklahoma City. Oh my gosh, that one stinks like a skunk's ass.
Well, I know it's getting harder and harder to find good content on a lot of these things at this point, eh? Sandy Hook was mentioned to me. I looked at it yesterday, and there is some stuff from 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't open the links or anything, but I looked at what was still being presented on YouTube. And as you like, there is a shit ton of mainstream media up there now. But there is creators doing work on it. I just don't know, if they're pushing whatever they're pushing.
Brian, you heard about them doctors, them Mysterio doctors that was working on the autism, and they mysterious died and shit.
Oh yeah, there was a whole big rash of them dying, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then there was just a recent one too, because that's what I've been studying now is these people that's been dying mysteriously and finding backgrounds and stuff on them.
Oh yeah. And what's your take on the whole? What wasn't it the CDC? They were all related to that, or what were they related to? Autism research, you were saying?
Yeah, the autism. Well, that's what I got so far. What they were all related through the autism and then through the vaccines.
Yeah.
That had a lot to do with the vaccines
Yeah, actually,
too.
the FDA actually put out an article admitting that their vaccines were, directly linked to people's, deficiencies and, autism, stuff like that. And also, I want to bring up, while I have your guys' attention and I'm on here, Random Rants of Ryan, 50 minutes ago, posted the New York Police Department, Nexium, Trauma, Gun, Wiener, Weinstein, Pizzagate, real.
Well, we don't got to watch that video. The title said it all.
Bullshit.
And if you guys ever look up CFR too, CFR has a lot to do with it too.
CFR, what's that stand for?
It runs through Jeffrey Epstein's. It's going through in New York. It goes right through like with Donald Trump and the CFR as a company. It goes all the way back to the gun Fast and Furious. I don't know if you heard of Fast and Furious with Obama.
Yep.
Who hasn't?
CFR sounds like a shitty exhaust I'd put on my dirt bike.
Yeah, because there's a lot of mysterious deaths too with these so-called serial killers too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we see that's the thing, right? It's what interests each of us as individuals that I don't know, that's the best part of doing these streams, right? Because everyone adds a little bit of something, right?
What we should encourage people to do, because we're doing all this fucking shit ourselves at the moment, and but the people can help out with stuff. Yeah? You should go onto these people's channels, like these Random Rants of Ryan and that, and when they make these outlandish fucking bullshit claims, like this stuff is now 100% true and that, go on their channel and go, okay, prove it. Them two fucking words alone will probably get you blocked or shadow banned or fucking called a troll or whatever, because they just cannot fucking do it. It's impossible. It's not even ever been investigated as far as I'm concerned. So unless things be investigated, how do they ever get proved true? We'd all be living off assumptions otherwise, wouldn't we? Going, oh, so-and-so is this. Oh, how do you know that? Oh, so-and-so told me on fucking YouTube. Oh, it must be true then. Could you imagine it?
Well, a buddy of mine tells me news from Facebook all the time. He's like, I go, where the fuck did you hear that from? And he's like, I go, are you watching the news again? And he's like, no, man, I get all my shit from Facebook. And he's all like serious and stuff. I was like, shit, dude, you're freaking me out, man. What else have you told me that I thought might have been credible? You know,
people do all this stuff. They do it. I'm guilty of some stupid shit myself. Like, but you have sometimes you have to make these mistakes to realise where you've sort of fucked up. But like I say, with anyone that claims to do anything, we can all make claims. I could sit here telling you I've got a good imagination. I could sit here telling you complete bullshit for hours and that. You can either believe it or you can do some critical thinking and ask me if I can prove any of this shit, and I'll prove it.
Well, there's whole platforms like Higher Side Chats just based around people doing exactly what you said. You go onto the guy's show and you tell your fantasy story about Lemuria, and I don't know what the fuck you get. Well, you know what I mean? Like just unprovable shit, right?
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like Brian when he jumped when he saw that weed whacker.
I saw that too. Oh shit! It was like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to.
It's not like these guys are dummy. At this point, fucking Ryan, to me, he just seems like he's feeding fucking oysters, man. It's just like, here, Freddie, have another one. Look at how fucking retarded I'm acting now. Maybe he's just doing it all for giggles because he knows he got caught with a dildo in his room, so he fucking put dildos all over his room. It's like, why?
Well, he has a girlfriend. He's not gay as far. As far so.
I want to. I'm not even going to ask the question.
He paid a girl to kiss him for his thumbnail.
Who hasn't done that? Come on, who hasn't done that?
I honestly believe that the reason they are doing all this clowny stuff is just to deflect from the real serious questions at hand.
Yeah.
which they none of them want to answer. So it's what it is.
It's distraction. I mean, there's everything that I've created, because I create all these little my own psychopathic ideas about what's going on. It's all a magic show. And the magician always does the trick to make you, fool you in the audience to look at the wrong hand while he pulls the rabbit out of the hat. And the thing about the magic show is sometimes, or a lot of the times, they're really motherfucking bad at it and they screw up. That's how you know that, because it is a magic show, the truth that you're seeing is that, wait a minute, you're just doing another distraction of look at the wrong hand while I'm doing it with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen to this,
Is
Joe. I
that,
don't know if you know this, Joe, but Ryan done a video, and it was when we was all talking about Dave Torresini and that, and it was on a live stream, and someone that Freddie will know, I know who they are, as a sub of ours, Moy Aussie, she went into Ryan's live stream and asked him a question and said there seems to be a lot of pedo protectors in the Pizzagate community, and his words were along the lines of, no, there's not pedo protectors, but there are some very suspicious people in our community, and they will be getting dealt with. Basically, he'd been researching it for hours. He had names, not the ones that we mentioned. And in that time, Joe, you'd think that's very important to reveal that information in his line of work, him saying that himself on his own live stream. Guess how many videos he's made since, Joe, without addressing that situation?
Well, go ahead.
74. 74 videos, mate. And,
so that fits the word distraction right to it, doesn't it?
Exactly. So what does 74 videos later do? It makes you just forget about that fucking shit that he said 74 videos ago. This is what it's designed to do.
Well said.
Anyone with two brain cells to rub together, like I keep saying in my videos lately, seems to be my favourite saying. You know, the people that do a bit of critical thinking and stuff, they can work this stuff out. They might not get it straight away, but you know, it's clear enough for them to get. Very soon.
I think it's a God-given gift. I think it's a God-given gift when you meet people that you never would, that witnessing that you get to meet another entities that we've met each other as 5 people here. It's a gift. And Scooby-Doo just came in. And that gift also is the fact that God gave you the ability to see it, whereas the masses don't see it. So you have to give yourself the credibility, at least, that, wait a minute, how come I can see it and OG1 can see it and Wade can see it, and how come Freddie can see it, but how come everybody else can't see it? And so there's your conundrum or your paradigm going on with that thought.
Yep.
Hey, Scoob, how you doing today?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby.
Yeah, top of the world, man. Top of the world. Okay. I've got the sleeping bug. So,
we did wake you up then, eh? I just put that in.
I got a fucking sleeping bug. I can't stop fucking sleeping.
You getting any of our smoke from our fires yet?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the hell, man. Honest to God, I've been sleeping like 20 hours a day the last 3 days. I was supposed to go live Wednesday night and couldn't do it.
Too much researching, mate.
Yeah.
I've just slept the last couple of days. I've slept all day today. It's 9 o'clock at night and I've slept all day, right through from last night. And I don't even feel like I've been asleep. I'm ready to go back to bed.
It's called the YouTube lung. It affects your sleep patterns, and you'll probably lose weight.
It's I can't even blame the porn this time, you know.
The porn.
Just do as your body tells you, and you'll find that as long as you do, when you eat when you're hungry, you drink when you're thirsty, you sleep when you're tired, everything will work out. Even though you look at the clock and you go, wait a minute, what the fuck? I just woke up, now I'm going back. You have to say what your body wants you to do. That's the thing to do.
Yeah,
that's true.
You're right. So that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've just been fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
You must need it, man. You must need it.
What have you been working on, Scoob?
Well, I've been trying to work on a few things. I've managed to infiltrate a group of people. So I have. So I'm keeping that one. It doesn't really matter, you know, well, let's say group of people, because there's that many little groups on YouTube. But I've managed this one here. I think is quite interesting and will lead to who the fuck's paying who.
Cool. I look forward to that.
And then I've been just keeping, and you know the way whenever we first started doing the live streams with a few people that couldn't break their neck to get on, and they come on and they were all nice and they went away and they made a few videos. Well, then people turns fucking sour pretty quick. We did, and I've been looking into that.
Me and Wake fucking rubbed off on them, and they become complete and utter assholes. That's what happened.
Even after the whole Wake incident, there was still somebody else that came on there and has been making a few videos, just because we didn't kind of react the way they wanted us to react, and they've been pretty fucking aggressive about us. So I've been looking at that.
The good thing of being throttled back is, like, I get maybe 5% of the notifications I should get on all three of my devices, and some devices will get notifications and others won't. It's fucking bizarre. But being that throttled back, I don't know what's going on anymore. So it's kind of been nice, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that myself.
What do you think, Scoob? Who's the bad guy you're speaking of? Do you want to share some shit?
You know what? I just don't want to get. I don't want to offend them. I don't know whether they're a bad guy or whether it's just misunderstanding. But it's on the level of the small groups. You see, if you go back to the start of our videos, like go back a month ago when we're talking and we're all talking about how the bigger channels are all cunts, basically. And, you can't trust a word comes out of their mouth. And then you've got the wee ones, the smaller channels. And you seem to get a lot more truth out of them. And I kind of think, actually, they're small channels kept there deliberately small to harness the channels breaking through, that are coming up that look like actually these guys might do something. If you've got a link to them or a way in, get in there and see what's going on with them and then react accordingly. You know what I mean? Does that sound crazy?
No, you're not crazy. Everything makes sense to me. I think that there's people in chats that they're there just to fucking run chats, right? And some of them have wrenches, some of them don't. Some channels stay small for a reason, some don't. It's just this whole platform is fucking, and maybe a lot of them are involved in money-making scams too, right? But the whole thing seems pretty like the main thing on YouTube is to distract everybody who wants to find something out, right? On this part.
You wouldn't believe the uproar.
Who?
You wouldn't believe the uproar that me starting hashtag wanker of the week has caused amongst a few of the old school. It's absolutely disgraceful.
I wouldn't know, man. I've been freaking away for a week.
Yeah, see,
who are the nominees this week? And when is it? Every Sunday?
Well, I tell you what happened. I haven't been well. I'd asked somebody else to pick me 3 and haven't been able to get back to them to get the 3. But I'll get it sorted out. If I'm not able to get in touch with them, I will do a live show tomorrow night.
Okay.
If I'm not able to get in touch with them, I'll just pick, so whoever comes into the chat, I'll get to nominate the 3.
Well, I can do that right now. I can do that right now. Just for a backup, I'm going to go Wake Now, OG1, and Joe Brown, and we're going to leave Shadow out because I just met him. I don't want to be a dick to him, but I don't want to include you because it's your Wanker of the Week award. So that's. Oh
no! Hold on. I like the way he said "cunt." Cunt works for me.
When you guys talk about the awakening, is that QAnon?
No, he's talking about the Wanker of the Week.
I thought he was talking about the wake of that QAnon.
No, what's your opinion on QAnon and all that shit, Shadow?
I think it's a psyops.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that people are still. Fuck, I can't remember, some soapbox or whatever was live there, and I saw like 1,300 people watching it still. And it's just like, fuck, what are you guys doing? It's pretty weird, man. I called it. I invented Q-tard, right? I've known it was fucked since December or whenever the fuck it came out. I went, this is stupid.
Well, that's like back when OG1 said, yeah, I was covering some stuff that I thought was, you know, legitimate stuff, but it turns out it was Tucson, Arizona, and Craig Sawyer made the whole thing up, and now there's still people doing Operation Backyard Brawl in Arizona. And the Arizona fucking, you know, the local newspaper came out and was like, this is a bunch of garbage. Even they're like, we want these people out of here. Like, this is causing us too much stress and drama in the community that we live in, a small community. Get these people the fuck out of here.
Who was that? Craig Sawyer. That Craig Sawyer, he backed up real quick. He backed his tracks up real quick.
Well, he did his job though, right? He exposed it to a bigger platform than what fucking VOP had. Craig was on mainstream media and the whole bit, so that was actually, hey, come on in here, flash bang the fucking thing, and then get the fuck out because it's a LARP. Like it's not like all these guys don't work together, right?
Well,
or am I just crazy? I don't know.
I don't trust the mainstream media at all.
Well, I don't trust the alternative media just as much because there are guys like Craig Sawyers and fucking AJ and I'll give everybody, right? Like I'm not alternate media, like, because I look at the alt-right shit that happened there during the election and all that. It's all propaganda, man. It's all based in fact, but it's all fucking distractionary propaganda. That
Tucson case was just how anyone could make any or head nor tail of it. I do not know. I made a video about that and I fucked up really. I even admitted it. I just said I don't know where this is going anymore, and I wouldn't be covering it. And I didn't because from what I saw at first, I just reported on something that I'd seen, and a bit stupid of me.
When China that came out and showed us who the fuck Lurpy Louie was, like this guy shows up in all these things. That was like boom, man. It was like, oh yeah, for sure. Like way to go. And that dark sky journalist guy going down there and saying, oh yeah, Q's in the camp. It's like what, Tracy Beans and Pamphlet dropped by? It's like
that's what you lot gave me on that one, Freddie, because you helped me out a lot with that one. And I believe Wake told me a few bits about that as well. That Tucson case is probably the only one I've ever had on my channel where it was just off the cuff. I saw it and I think my heart sort of rolled over my mind, just for a split second. And I made a video about it, and then I think I remember speaking to you and Wake, and you showed me a few things, and then I see straight away that it was suspicious straight away. Then Craig Sawyer turned up, and I remember, I think I did sort of backpedal on that one and said that I wouldn't be covering it no more because I couldn't make head nor tail of it. And
Rufus Cat showed a channel that had was trying to expose the how little kids are on YouTube and how pee idiots fucking they go and infest these little kids' chats and stuff like that. And I looked at the report and I was like, holy shit. And so I did a little shout out video. Hey, go check out what this channel's found, right? Got it from Roof or whatever. I within 2 days had some sort of warning on that video. So I had to take the thing and then get rid of it, which was really bizarre. But it's like these little kids being on YouTube because the parents are letting devices fucking raise children now.
Yeah.
And pedophiles fucking infiltrating the chats and trying to get in there good with them, pretending they're kids. It's shocking, right?
It must be like paradise for them, isn't it?
I got something to say. Clean up your language, you foul-mouthed humans. We just got joined by a lady, so.
Woo! And she swears worse than the trucker at the truck stop. That's the secret. But no, and whatever happened to Screwy Louie in this, it dissolved like a fucking Alka-Seltzer in a cup of water. It's gone. You see that?
Well, we're obviously, and people like us are, there's a lot more people that are calling bullshit now. And Rika left because we pointed her out, apparently. But there's a lot more people like us out there that are jumping into chat sections and going, hey, this is bullshit. So maybe that's helping. I believe that's helping quite a bit.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about it. For like like I said, every party must come to an end. So believe it or not, give it another week. It may last even a little bit longer. The Pope coming out with the whole Pennsylvania pedophile thing, but isn't that funny? Every 1 to 5 years, the Catholic Church gets thrown into the mix of distraction and lies. Well, we got a couple of more pastors, or I'm sorry, priests that have been arrested for 50 years, 20 years. We kept them under the rug, and now it's coming out, and that shit is just so fucking old. But so it may last a little longer. But I'm telling you, to come up with topics and new content for anybody that or follow, it's not easy. You got to be cheesy sometimes.
Yeah, that's if you're putting on a show. Like, that's if you really gotta keep those subs and Patreon coming in. But for guys like me, if I do one stream a month, I'd be happy. It's just, I'm lucky to be joined by, like you were saying earlier, all of our little avatars and stuff like that. We're all pretty interesting people, and it's as we bump around in the real world and shit, it's hard to find a crew like this, right? Guys that are actually thinking for themselves and stuff. I'd put this live stream against anybody's that's bringing on a paid actor to push a narrative any day, right?
I worship Richie from Boston, Dabu 7.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about that Pennsylvania, the Catholic. That's nothing new. I live out here half of my life, and back in the '90s, they've been covering a lot of stuff in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't think it's very new either, man. This shit's been going on for so freaking long, man.
Oh, before our born, absolutely. It's about time they finally came out again, and that's the dream we all have. We all wish that we turn up the TV or the internet, and it says the Pope is now. You see the Pope going down some stairs, and there's like 20 cops around him, and they're taking him to prison. Just like you'd wish with your fantasy they'd do that to Hillary Rodham Clinton. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'll give up on all that a long time ago. That was one of the first things I started researching, really, was when Trump was running against Hillary. But yeah, all these people that do cling on to this thing that she's going to be thrown in jail and all this, I can't see it happening. It would have happened by now, surely.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Well, no, and I realized how deep the rabbit hole goes when I made a video about 2 weeks ago when I caught a black gentleman in the audience about 2 rows back standing in a Hillary Rodham Clinton speech. And I don't know if it was one against Trump or one going against Bernie Sanders, but the black guy had a hat on with a fucking square and compass on it. And I'm like, so that who is protecting Hillary Rodham Clinton, the Freemasons, no wonder no one's going to touch her.
Yeah, well, I mean, politicians protect politicians, don't they, really, at the end of the day? You get everywhere. How many scandals have you heard? I mean, we've heard about Hillary Clinton scandal, haven't we? We've heard about Obama scandal, we've heard about George Bush scandals, we've heard about all the ones from the UK where I live, Tony Blair involved in them. The main thing that happens to these people is they just walk away scot-free. It's been happening for many, many, many years now, and it will continue to happen.
Yes, it will. And it's like, if you tell on me that time we were in that orgy and I was screwing a little boy in the back room, I'm going to tell them on you and how you were screwing that little girl last year, and see how it's that blackmail, double blackmail. If I have the scoop on you, you have the scoop on me. So we're just going to keep playing the game.
Well, hold on. I have a quick question. For either Scooby or OG1. They're both closer. But when the case of Jimmy Savile came out, was that like a legitimate thing? Was that like a press thing? Was that it was weird to me because after he died, they let all the information out. Could that have been a ploy since, hey, he's dead, we can just use this information against him?
The way it came out with Jimmy Savile, it just came out all of a sudden after he died. And looking back on it now, I would say it was very convenient that happened, because a dead man can't defend himself, can he? Yeah, obviously we know that he done all this shit, But my point is, if he was alive when they caught him doing this stuff, imagine who he could have incriminated. He was best mates with royalty, i.e. Prince Charles and whoever. All the top archbishops of the churches and that he was best mates with. He was obviously best friends with some very, very, very high society people, because he allegedly had the keys to Broadmoor mental children's hospital, and he was going in there at night time, letting himself in, allegedly molesting his kids and that. So if he got the keys to a place like that, average Joes don't get that. You've got to know some friends in some very, very high places to get things like that.
He was actually on the board, so he was in Broadmoor.
Yeah,
He actually got himself onto the board.
This guy was friends with all the fucking top people, all the top politicians, top church ministers, bishops, archbishops, you know, all these top people, even up to royalty, like I said, royalty. And it's very convenient that he died, because they can just say it was just Savile operating on his own, and he was a very, very sick, depraved man.
That's kind of what we were talking about. We were talking about that. I wasn't, but I think Joe and you were conversating about it. That these people will use people to cover their own asses up while they out somebody. And like you said, he can't defend himself if he's dead. So why not just blame a dead man for all the wrongdoings that all these people have done? And I'm not saying
tell no tales.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm not saying kids aren't being victims and they're not victimized. I'm just saying this whole Pizzagate shit is bullshit. Meanwhile, there are more sinister things going on in your own neighborhood.
I don't think it's all bullshit, man. I look at Haster and all the rest of these fucking retards and Savile and all that, and I don't think Pizzagate is bullshit. I just think it's used as a political tool, and I think it's blown out of such proportion. It's created all these fucking wormholes that will never, or rabbit holes that you'll never hit the bottom of, right?
For sure.
But yeah, the whole thing, like, the sickest shit in the world that we can't even dream of is going on right fucking now somewhere, right?
What I will say, Jimmy,
sorry, go ahead, Shadow. You're just jumping strong, Shadow, because these guys will talk over me.
Yeah, with that Pizzagate and all that stuff like that, you said that's nothing new with all these this child trafficking. That's like it's been going on for years and years. But what I get out of the Freemasonry is it's the Illuminati uses the Freemasonry through like a secret through another secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that too, man. It's not like I see that, but actually, speaking of Freemasons, the other day I fucking pulled in behind a car, and it had the compass, had the big G, and I looked, and I actually took a picture. It was the Freemason driving educators or whatever. Really weird, like driving school. It was fucking Freemasons teaching kids how to drive. So that's how, like, they might have built Washington, D.C., but they also teach kids how to drive. And it's fucking mind-blowing at how big that actually, think of the two levels of that, right? Every president's been a Freemason, more or less, right? But they're still teaching kids how to drive. It's fucking bizarre.
Well, every building, as being a professional truck driver for 20 years, every building in every town, whether I drive 250 miles to go to deliver to a couple liquor stores during a 10-hour day, you come across those buildings in those tiny little towns with one stoplight, one convenience store, and you'd look up, and in the window, you'd see the square and compass, like a decal, about a foot by foot wide, and then you'd look down at the door. There's no advertising, and it'd say hours of operation. Those, I mean, for God's sake, it's Sandy Hoax. If you walked across the damn parking lot in the rear of the school, then went up over the fence over a small hill, within this, you could probably throw a tennis ball as hard as you want. You'd hit the back lodge of a Freemason building. They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I heard a commercial one time. I was close to the border, and it came up from like Seattle or Bellingham or something like that, and it was a radio commercial that they were having an open house fund or membership drive to the Freemason Hall from whatever freaking area that radio station was in, and I'd never heard that before, and I was just like, wow, these Freemasons are they're advertising on radio to get more members. Like, How secret is this organization?
You know what blows my mind too is the Jesuit order too. That blows my mind too.
Yeah, well, that's fucking all the big names in our society that are running us are fucking Jesuit trained or whatever, right? Or a shit ton of them.
Yeah, and before I go, I just want to clear up anybody who just tuned in, or clear up for anybody who just tuned in. I'm not saying that, children suffering doesn't exist. I know that it happens, but what I was trying to get at is the people who are online screaming the P word all the way to the bank aren't to be trusted, because they are literally profiteering off the backs of supposed victims, which is just morally insane and completely insidious and sick. But I do know, if you want, instead of trying to change the world and crying the P word on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, go try to make a difference in your own community. Find out, local charities or local, places that help children, and do your own thing in your own neighborhood. Don't try to save the world by getting on social media. It's just nonsense.
And creep catchers type organizations. I love that shit, man. Guys that go out there and fucking...
Even like a community watch tape thing, where you're kind of...
Yeah, do you remember the tape?
Group of people,
The days in Canada when you used to have a block parent that if shit ever went down, you used to be able to run to that house. Does that even exist? And I don't know, man. The whole world's so fucking flip-flopped in the last 30 years. It's fucking amazing, right?
We were born right at the right time, guys, to witness the start of the tech boom. I remember back in 4th grade, if a boy or girl had the calculator watch, they were a fucking god. And nowadays, you got that smartphone that it's the dumbest thing. You look at it first thing when you wake up. You look at it, it's the first thing before you go to bed. And then some people never put the damn thing down. But it is the availability that we were able to see that tech blossom to where it is now, how it's transpired, how people worship that fucking cell phone, and where it is and how everything has changed in that 20, 30, 40 years. And we're witnesses to it. So it's definitely a change that we're witnesses to that expose just how fucked. Just give it another 5, 10 years. I'm waiting for the second coming of Jesus Christ in the next 5 minutes, but that's just me. Or an astro, I'd really like to see the Project Bluebeam. I'm getting really bored of this shit, like we all are. Let's see fucking aliens come down. Let's get some real fucking entertainment going.
I reckon our biggest threat to us lot is the millennials. I want the millennials get the reins, the reins of power handed over them, and they're in control of anything, and we're all sitting here in our 60s.
Oh God!
It won't be them.
Don't say that, Toby.
Screwed.
We're all screwed. It's nothing to worry about, man, because it won't be the millennials running the shit. It'll be selected individual psychopaths, like it is right today, like it was yesterday.
True.
The millennials ain't getting. It's not like it's going to turn into fucking a billion Trudeau's running this shit.
It'll still be handed down. I mean, for sake, I see McCain was on the news there. He's not taking any more cancer treatment. So the reins that he's had the hold of are going to be passed on to somebody else there in Arizona.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Be interesting to find out that Rothschild guy in Tucson. I wonder if he'd ever think about running.
Yeah, that's very possible, right?
Something like that there, because his McCain's seat will become open, and it's. I do look to the future, and exactly what you're saying about the calculator watches and stuff like. Because I can remember it. I remember getting a solar-powered calculator, and not having any sunlight.
Calculator, nice.
Yeah, but there was no sunlight, and it didn't work properly under electric light. I couldn't get it to work. And this was back in Ireland. Yeah, this is back in the early days, like 80 or something like that. But I've lost my train now. Fucking hell, what was I going to say? I fucking hate that.
No, here's
something I did want to talk about, right? Here's something I do when everybody's talking about Pizzagate and all the rest of it. What I've noticed over the last couple of weeks now, and a wee bit before it, is a couple of channels started to talk about symbols again. pedophile symbols and things like that. They started talking about it, and that, you know, stone in the pond effect is rippling and rippling out. There's more and more channels talking about freaking pedophile signs and the triangles and the swirly things and all the rest of it. And I've said this before in another stream somewhere down the line that, you know, there's only 4 basic shapes in geometry, so there's, right? There's only 4 basic shapes, and that's the triangle, rectangle, square, and circle. I mean, outside of that, everything can be classed as a damn pedophile symbol, you know, some shape or fashion of how they're going about describing pedophile symbols. But I'm now seeing channels, even Richie from Boston is getting in on the act now, and it's like, hold on a minute, you know, they're going through all these movies now, they're back cataloguing, they're going through cartoons now from the early 90s, from the 80s, movies from that time period and whatnot, and they're coming up there with all these things that fucking Into the Stars Reloaded, he come off with one about fucking, you know, first of all, kids are chicken is children. When you see that in the movies, they mean chicken or children. And then the next thing, it's fruit and vegetables or children. And you're like, fucking everything's children to these people. And it's going absolutely crazy. I mean, right,
it's normalization.
But the point is, right, if there's something, say the fucking, the symbol, a golf ball, a picture of a golf ball means fucking some crazy ass pedophile thing, right? And I don't know about it, and you've shown me that that's what that is. Does it really matter?
I never liked golf, so I'm not worried about it.
Does it matter? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, when people start going through all these cartoons and movies like they're doing now at the moment, and they start going, "Oh, look, this guy's
pedophile ring is gonna fucking put a fucking sign on their fucking outside saying, "Hey, look, we're a pedophile ring." It doesn't fucking make sense. There's no that's the pizza and that and blah blah blah. It doesn't fucking make sense, guys. Why would they do that if that's what they were into? They're not.
It's always on repeat all the time. YouTube is like repeating everything over, and then other channels could pick it up, and then it's like repeat, and then it gets stuck in people. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, that's the definition of an echo chamber. They want you stuck in this complete fucking nonsense over and over again. It's like a broken record of bullshit.
You've got to do to say, sorry, Scotty, but all you've got to do to see is what this stuff does to people is go on a few of these people's channels and just read the comment sections. You know, it really messes people up, filling their heads with this stuff. At the end of the day, the only way you can really show what people have been up to and prove it is by showing evidence of things, highlighting cases that have actually happened that have been well documented, stuff like that. And then you can show people what goes on and stuff. But as for all this symbols stuff and all that sort of thing, it's unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. Yes, anyone that's up to no good, like criminal gangs of all sorts, they will operate in code and stuff. They won't do this stuff in broad daylight. They will operate in code.
My point is, those codes mean fuck all to anybody else except for the people involved. And unless you're prepared to walk about with a little fucking, you know, the double butterfly shit fucking symbol tattooed in your arm or something that don't suggest that you're fucking whatever that's supposed to mean. You know, what's the fucking matter? Like, it's like whenever the gay community come out with fucking the whole handkerchief thing, you know, if you have us coloured handkerchiefs, well, what about the boys in LA with the fucking Bloods and Crips and their fucking handkerchiefs they held out in their fucking hip pockets? Like, were you going to walk up to them guys and say, "Hey, you guys must fucking like such and such"?
Just get back the fucking rainbow, okay? Get back the fucking rainbow, and
they ruined the rainbow, unicorns, pizza, donuts. Now, what else? They keep fucking ruining shit, man.
Yeah, it is, it's totally fucked up because they have hijacked the rainbow, which is a biblical symbol. And actually, even if you're into heavy metal back in the day in the 80s, Ronnie James Dio and Richie Blackmore had the rainbow, and that was hard as fuck.
Yeah, well, they're putting where I'm at in here in Pennsylvania. They're putting Israel flags up and they're putting gay pride flags up, and people say, "Oh, that's normal." I'm like, no, It ain't normal where I'm from.
Did you say Philadelphia?
I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I'm from the East Coast as well, and it's funny. Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York City are the highest population of Hasidic Jews in the world.
Well, I didn't know that, but I just started seeing all these flags and people who kept telling me, "Oh, it's normal." I'm like, we're not a third world country though through Israel.
Yeah, if you go up a few hours to New York, you'll see why people joke about it and call it Jew York City.
Okay, I have family up there too, Binghamton and Johnson City and stuff.
That's where my mom was born, in New York.
Over there in New York City, over there?
New York. That's right, New York. And I still got family up there and everything. The only people I really trust are people that are from back east, because people from LA and West, they're fucking nuts. But I mean,
hey, I'm
I
right
know
here.
you can't.
Listen.
You can't generalize, and I'm not trying to be that way. But at least with people from back east, they'll tell you to get the fuck out of their face in a second, and won't blow smoke up your ass. But I digress. There's a Richie.
They'll be like, hey, have you heard of QAnon? Do you like rainbows? They'll be like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just alone. You know, it's funny because I was born in Colorado, but I've lived in Chicago, North Carolina, Wyoming, Missouri.
Have you ever met Frank Bacon?
No, it's funny. I have his number. He gave me his number in one of those whispers in one of LTV's chats, and I've had it for like over 2 months now. And I'm like, I had to call him just to learn about the STEAMA shit. But I had that fear inside of me. Joe, don't you dare call that number.
I called him. He reached out to me back in the day there too, and I fucking had a few conversations with him, man. He's a salesman. That's for sure.
I hear that. That's what I'm afraid
of. Joe, you were out in Chicago from Greeny Green.
No, I was there at. I was in Chicago and I was 4 years old, so I don't remember any of it. The only thing I remember about the story about the pedophilia, I got my own story about child trafficking. When I was 4 years old, me and my mom, back in 1978, we were in one of those big apartment complexes where all the hallways, goes to door to door to door. There was a shooting in the hallway or in the apartment about 3 doors down. And the cops were there and everything. And my mom opened up the door and I was standing there with her. And a cop walked by, looked at my mom, looked at me and said to my mom, "How much do you want for the boy?" And my mom grabbed me by my arm and we slept in our car and we left that apartment. But back then, when you're talking about Chicago, the mafia and everything that goes on, especially in 1978, I have a real child trafficking story that my mom tells me. It's told me about 7 times. Told me the first time I was about 12. So that shit's definitely for real.
Crazy.
Yeah, for sure. It's for real. That is the bigger.
I was out with my. I was out with my mother there. I took her out for lunch there a few days back. And we were going through an old area where we used to live, growing up, and she was telling me fucking about whenever my sister was born. Do you remember this shop here and blah blah? I said, aye, whatever. And she says, I used to go over and get the shopping. I would leave my sister in the pram outside the shop and go into the shop. And I was like, what? She says, aye. Says you could do that back in. You could leave your kids in the pram outside the shop and go into the shop and think nothing of it. I was like, holy fuck! You wouldn't dream of doing that now. You get lifted by child services if you did something like that. The child would be scooped up straight away. But look, I definitely in the last 15 years, since my generation and specifically my generation, I don't know what happened because we grew up pretty free. We run about the streets. We were never in the house. We were as free as any kid could possibly be back then, growing up. And my generation had kids, and all of a sudden, they got scared. They wouldn't let them out of their sight. They wouldn't let them do this. They wouldn't let them do that. And their breaths get taken away whenever they think of the things that we did whenever we were kids. You are partly responsible for all this craziness because, I can't speak for what it is in America, but I know over here, child abduction and all that, maybe once every 10 years or something.
Scooby, you're actually right, and I'm not like, you know, I'm gonna be 30, but you know, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, when me and my friend, I told Freddie this. We used to have gangs of kids on bicycles that would we'd be riding down a back road and have 15 kids taking up the whole street to where cars had to yield to us, and we would have to like merge over and let the car slowly by. Now you don't even see kids, like the basketball courts, the tennis courts, the soccer fields, or the football fields as you call it, were full of kids playing all the time, and now there's not a kid in sight.
I know, isn't that a trip? And you didn't wear your bicycle helmet back then either, but I digress about that.
Yeah, but isn't it wild how even the fear porn that we witness on this platform, fucking wherever you tune, but even people 9-to-5ers and shit like that, like they're not letting their kids do fuck all anymore either, right?
I never see kids. I swear, if I see a kid when I go to Walmart, I like look at the kid like, wow, what is that? It's weird. It's very bizarre.
Well, my neighborhood, the people leave their doors open, and because people are friendly in the neighborhoods, they watch out for each other because it's a small community.
Nice, that's fucking cool. Yeah, it depends. Like I'm in a pretty ridiculously large area of urban density, and you just can't do that shit no more, man. You'll wake up on the wrong end of something bad if you did that.
Well, Freddie, it looks like you're in such a bad part of town you can't even park your bike outside. You got to put it in your fucking living room.
Fucking love this place, man.
That's the way it should be. I enjoy it. Where I live at the moment, I can certainly keep.
Somebody's got a door.
Hey guys, I got a rock. So thanks for having me and pleasure talking to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. That was nice talking to you, Joe.
Right on, Freddie. I'll talk to you in the future, buddy. You guys take care.
See you later, Joe.
Have a good one. Have a good one, Joe.
No worries, man.
Yeah, OG. You've active on your mic here. Your mic is you're echoing up a storm.
Yeah, it is. OG. Somebody's. Yeah.
He probably plugged in those red headphones again. You know what happens when he does that. Here, let's just stare at him until he fixes his mic. I'm gonna make you primary fucking. Hey, Shadow.
It's not. We can't be me echoing. I'm muted.
It's definitely you, OG. You're echoing, man.
He fucking loves his tech. It was nice to have met you. Maybe back away from your mic just.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good, man. When you get too close, it blows my eardrums out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but it was really nice of you to join, man. I dig that. It's nice to have the open platform back. Hopefully, we don't. I'm going to be quicker with the hook. I don't want anything to repeat like the last couple of months here. We've had some pretty fucked up streams, but everybody's welcome on this thing again. But
yeah, I was watching Awake for a while, and then I started watching Scooby, and then I started watching you, Freddie, and then I started watching OG, and then I just started watching you guys.
We need to we all need to get better hobbies then, man. But it's interesting having another point of view because we haven't talked to you before, and you're obviously a pretty aware guy.
Yeah, well, we have free. I want to get. I don't want to get caught doing it, but we have a Freemasonry lounge down the road. I want to get on camera one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of unique because it sits right by Assurance Company.
Well, I guess if you're not filming anybody's face, it doesn't really matter if you get like a belt loop fucking cell phone holder and turn it on, fucking walk around.
Doing just walking around, recording it. Because it has no windows. It looks like somebody's been in there because it has the air conditioner going. So,
but it wouldn't be open to normal people. You'd have to be a member, or how does it?
Nah, I tried to open the door a couple times. It's locked.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to have a knock, right? You got to have a secret knock going. Scooby's getting attacked by cats.
One's come over and the other one come over, and now it's like fucking everybody wants to sit in my lap.
Fuck.
Screw that.
Story of my life, man.
Nonsense.
What have I got the echo?
What was that? What was that?
Why have I got the echo?
Why do you always have? Why do you always have the echo?
I don't know. It's bullshit. Someone else needs to get it for once.
I think it must be down your phone.
It's fine before you come on, Scoob. Sure.
No, listen. Don't be fucking.
What have you done? What have you done? Do you have a YouTube?
Nothing. I've been on here from the start, man, and then now the echo's kicked in. It's
where were your headphones?
I've had them on the whole time. They've been around my neck.
It's been a good. I've enjoyed this conversation. Let me Brit for a second. See, I can mute him. It's the best part of running this stream. Okay. Anyone have any final thoughts?
Yeah, it was good being on here. Good talking to you, Freddie. Good talking to you, OG. Good talking to you, Scooby. It's been a good one.
Yeah, you too. Folks, I'd just like to say, if there's anybody that's in the Discord and they'd like to throw a video up for this week, apologies that I haven't announced what was this week, but I will be doing it tomorrow. I will be doing a live stream for it tomorrow on who's going to be Wanker of the Week, etc. and so on. So apologies that I haven't been flipping. I just haven't been playing the greatest, so that's it. That's all I need to say. I hope don't be afraid to put videos up there or nominate people who that. And if you want to join, I'll throw a link in the Discord. I don't know before we go, and anybody wants to join. Okay.
And, Shadow, I don't know if you want the publicity, but if you go into the live chat and just tag me in there, I'll grab your channel and I'll throw it in the descriptions as well.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Freddie, and thanks for having me on.
I'd like you back. Maybe join up Discord. Fucking, there's OG.
All right. That echo.
That's OG's echo, man.
Follows him everywhere.
Take care and God bless. Be safe.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks you. All right, Scoob, you said your stuff. OG, you have anything else to say? I'll
Yeah, I want to do my nomination for Wanker of the Week now. I'm going to nominate Random Rants and Ryan. And I just want to say thanks to whoever was listening. I didn't get a chance to look at the live stream that much, the live chat that much. But thanks for having us on, Freddie. It's good as usual. Enjoyed the chat. Nice to meet a couple of new people like Joe and the other guy. Sorry, I'm tired. I can't remember his name. Shadow, that's it. Sorry, Shadow. I shall catch up with you lot on the next video because I've got one that I want to make about that whole comments being deleted on Titus Frost's thing. So that'll be released tomorrow at some point. So catch you all then.
Spoiler alert. Did you learn anything? When I showed you?
Oh, so I mentioned it earlier in the stream, so give it away already. That's going to be good though. So that'll be getting out tomorrow at some point. And see you all on that one.
Right on.
Speak to you later, Freddie. Cheers for having us on, mate. It's a pleasure as usual. And take care and I'll speak to you soon.
Yep, well, we'll see you guys again very soon. And when are you doing your thing again?
Fuck off, go on.
No, I'm not fucking off.
Not you, the cat.
All right, I'll leave.
Shit back. Sorry, what was that, Friday? I missed all.
When are you doing your live stream thingy?
Tomorrow night.
Okay,
tomorrow night UK time. UK time, probably about, it'll be 11 p.m. UK time.
And that's 7 hours ahead, so that's what, 4 o'clock or something?
Probably,
or 3 or 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Figure it out, everybody. Sub Scooby-Doo, sub everybody else that was here. I'll put links in the description. And I'm going to go out there and enjoy that sunny stuff. Talk to you guys later.
Give us 2 seconds, Freddie, before you click off.
Yeah, I won't click off the broadcast. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Shadow, if you're out there, leave a comment, and I'll link your channel in the description. Bye, guys.